Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 2021 Tekken Online Challenge powered by Astro. And yesterday we kicked off our TLC Masters events with a very stacked NA tournament. And today we're going to be taking a look at what the Central American region has to offer as far as that good ass Tekken. And my name is Anakin. Today we'll be commentating the match with you guys. Right next to me, we got the FGC legend, Mark Man. What's going on, Mark? We ready?
Anakin, I'm really happy to be here. You know, I was watching you compete in some of the matches yesterday. I know you placed in the top 8, a very admirable 4th place. But today you are in the broadcast booth with me.
Yeah.
So thanks for spending, a fun Tekken weekend with us. But again, as you mentioned, we are focusing on a different region today. Maybe a region that's not quite as well known, especially when it comes to the Tekken Online Challenge. But that's why it's exciting. We get to explore more and more regions throughout the Tekken Online Challenge for the rest of the year. And I'm excited to see that. We have some familiar names, of course, but a lot of names that you guys might not know, and we're going to walk you through that as we get into our top 8.
Absolutely. So this year, instead of the offline TWT that you guys are accustomed to, we have the Tekken Online Challenge, and that encompasses over 14 regions all across the world. And, that's a lot more regions that we're used to. So as a result, we're going to get the spotlight put on a lot of different regions that we don't normally get to see, such as West Africa, the Middle East, we got the Oceania, you name it. And so today, Central America, the countries such as Mexico, Trinidad, Dominican Republic, a lot of names that the general Tekken public may not know about, but I've had my run-ins with some of these players throughout, my Tekken career, and believe me, these guys are the real deal, and they're just as hungry as ever to prove that they got what it takes. When it comes to talking about players in this region, you hear like the countries Peru, Brazil, but there are a lot more underdogs out there, and that's what I'm most excited about today. A lot of people watching at home are in for a treat for sure.
Oh yeah, and the name itself, Tekken Online Challenge, it's really grown throughout the years, and especially since the pandemic has started, players have gotten so much better, and we've seen this. We talked about on ICFC, we talked about at various events. They're getting stronger and stronger, and people are just putting more and more time into their game. So it's nice to see that these players are being given a chance to really have a platform to really showcase their skills. But before we get into that, I gotta give a big, huge shout out to our friends over at Astro, the official headset and mix amp of the Tekken Online Challenge 2021. So lots of love to them, and shout outs to the big Astro family.
Yeah, so almost 50 players from the Central American region signed up today for the tournament. The bracket, we've been able to whittle it down, almost at the top 8. And then these guys are also, today not only playing for the glory, not only playing for the prize pool, but Tekken Online Challenge. Yeah, it's all about those points. And so you want to make it to the top 3, you want to make it to the end. Let's take a look at the bracket to see where we are at so far. And I do believe that, the top 8, on the winner's side at least, has been sorted out. There you see names.
Ooh.
Yeah, a couple familiar names. If you watched just a couple weeks ago the EVO Online series, you saw some of these guys competing, making it to the very end. And the matches that we're going to be seeing up first will be our losers qualifying matches.
Oh yeah, so still in the top 16, but trying to find out who's going to make it into the top 8 losers side. One of the familiar names that you'll notice is Energy Marduk. He ended up winning the EVO Online portion of that event, qualifying for the event later this year as well. So again, a lot of these players we're going to start seeing more of, and I'm excited to see how this pans out. The Tekken Online Challenge, aside from these master events, there's also the dojo events that have been going on for quite a while now. And a lot of these players are gathering, they're organizing their online events throughout their local communities, and really, I think, finding different ways to be able to qualify for what's bigger and what's better down the road. And it's tough because there has to be some fatigue. There has to be some point where players are Tekkened out. But it's cool to see. Like I feel like I've been proven wrong because players come back week after week after week and they're still able to compete.
There is no limit to how many dojos you can not only enter but also host as well. I got the pleasure of throwing a dojo, players earning points and everything like that. But people are competing in tournaments such as the ICFC, tournaments in the North America regions. There's literally a tournament every single day of the week, and it's most likely a dojo event for the TLC. And everybody's participating, everybody's hungry, and everybody wants to get on that top 8 TWT leaderboards. So speaking of that, let's take a look at what the Central American leaderboards currently look like for our top 8 on TWT. Here, so we don't have that. All right, we're just chilling. So I think the players are loading up, getting ready to play. We'll take a look at the leaderboards later on, but that's gonna be pretty cool to see. Like you said, Energy Marduk up there in the top 8, going up against 3 other players from Mexico. Got my eyes on this guy named El Tondo X. You guys might not have heard of him, but this guy is the Mishimas of Mexico. He's got the crazy,
Ooh.
yeah, Mishima player at heart. I remember when the game first came out, we had a lot of epic fights. You know, the netcode has been good enough for me to play with players in that Mexico region. So I've had my run-ins. Like I said, there are a lot of exhibition matches that I participate in, and so if these guys I'm looking at in the losers qualifying matches make it in too, they'll become dark horses. They'll become big underdogs that could ultimately end up taking the tournament. So yeah, it's gonna be very, very interesting. So we're starting off on that loser side, man, and this means that these guys have already lost a match in the tournament, and no more mistakes. If you lose one match, you're out. You're eliminated from the tournament. And I feel like for a tournament of this magnitude, this is the Masters tournament. So the point structure is pretty much tripled. You know, winning a first place here today is the equivalent of winning 3 of the largest dojos that you could possibly win.
396 dojos. Yeah,
and I feel like that all but secures your placement in the regional finals, because that's what the end game is. You know, get enough points, make it into the top 8, and see what's going down later on this year for your regional finals. And a lot of mystique and mystery around what the prizes, what the details
even are.
That's why I wanted to enter. I want to qualify, just because I mean it's such shrouded in mystery. I need to know what we're playing for at the end. I want to be involved. I want to be a part of it. So I got 4th place yesterday. It was my first Tekken Online Challenge tournament. Took 4th. That was worth 100 points. So I got a lot more work to do, but it's a good start, and I'm looking forward to making a good run for that Tekken Online regional finals, as well as competing in some of these offline events that are coming back soon as well.
Oh yeah, exciting times. But again, hopefully everyone's staying safe and having a good time playing Tekken, whether it's at home or with your friends. But a wise man once told me, points are on the line. And again, as you mentioned today, the most points that you can get leading up into what is going to happen later this year. So again, good luck to all the players. We were just talking about the Mishimas. You said El Tondo X, known as like the Mishimas of Mexico. I feel like for the Latin America region in general, I feel like, especially with Tekken 7, it's really highlighted their technical ability, their technical skills in terms of Mishima play. And that's something maybe we haven't seen in past Tekken iterations, past Tekken games, is their ability to play Mishimas at the highest level. I don't know if a lot of people know, but in Peru, those guys never stop playing Tag 1. That is like their game. And a lot of people will say like the Mishima play in that game is probably the highest execution or the highest caliber in the world as far as learning Mishimas. And they were able to beat some of the best in the world, including the top Korean players. So there is a lineage, and there is a, I guess, in like, how people talk about Korean Mishimas, right? There's Latin American Mishimas out there, and people just don't know. They are not highlighted as much. But we saw, who was it over at EVO recently? Was it Sergey Master, right?
Yeah, Sergey Master took. I mean, he won it with Kazuya, his own region. And then you got guys out of Peru, Nene the Dragon.
Nene the Dragon. Yeah, he got the tournament.
They're so good because, like you said, they still play Tekken Tag 1. And that was kind of like the first memories that I had almost 20 years ago, getting into Tekken, seeing what a tournament was about. Like, that was the first time that kind of competitive Tekken started to come into the mix nationally. And, Mishima play, that was kind of like the basis of Tekken back in the day. Like, all the players that enjoy Tekken, you would take a look at these players out in Japan and Korea and watch them wave that, doing electrics and combos, and it's like so amazing that you never thought these techniques were possible. And so the evolution of Tekken has just skyrocketed since then. Nowadays we're sharing all the content on YouTube. Everybody can watch a tutorial, catch up. Everything's super smooth gravy nowadays compared to back in the day. So you see so much variety, player styles, character choices. And here in the Central American region, what I enjoy the most particularly is that same thing with all the countries in South America, they're not afraid to take risks. You talk about Mishimas and everything like that, how they require such mechanically sound play, but they have these moves such as the Hell Sweep that you gotta make a part of your game, and that requires good risk-taking, good decision-making, good calculation. And so when you play these guys, there is no hesitation. They're not scared to, disrespect, quote-unquote, their opponent, take risks, take gambles. And here we go. Game 1 loading up, guys. We're going to the Arctic Snowfall, and it is a Wallace stage. These guys are going to have endless spacing, endless time to just get their neutral game down. Feng Wei versus Eddie Gordo. Eddie Gordo, very, very popular character in that region. Heisenberg versus Roy Tekken. Let's go.
Oh, yeah. And Feng Wei, Feng Wei is a character that we've been seeing more and more of since the Season 4 update. He got a little bit of upgrades here and there. Look at that. Nice reset to start it off. Roy Tekken looking to follow up. Has a huge life lead here in this opening round.
kind of funny how you talk about both these characters. This is like evolution as Tekken 7 went on. Feng Wei, it seems like every single patch that comes out, he's just been receiving a whole round of nerfs, whether it be back in Season 3 when it was just a bunch of frame upgrades. 2 extra frames here, extra frame here and there. And this last season, Season 4, he received an entire round of damage buffs. So now what you see is all these combinations of buffs working together to create a more complete version of Feng Wei. He's super, super strong, deals damage really quick. Eddie, on the other hand, the Eddie mains have all but given up on this guy. They're looking for other characters because they feel like he hasn't received nearly enough changes and upgrades, especially when looking at the other characters. But it doesn't matter. Heisenberg's still sticking with what he loves to play, and that's what Tekken is all about. It doesn't matter. Top tier, low tier, any character is dangerous and can certainly win a tournament. We know that. Rank Truth proved it to us.
Oh yeah, and I think that again, that's always the basis for comparison. Is that there was a Tekken World Tour champion that used Panda, right? That is like, you can't argue that. A lot of people will always argue and always talk about, you know, character diversity and character strengths, but again, it all depends. Like when you focus on a single match, a single set, you can do it with any character. Oh man, nice. Able to get the pop-up kick to follow up here into a combo.
Yeah, they're slugging, and how you can tell is that when the round starts, round 1, round 2 fight, you know, you're used to seeing most players, especially in a tournament, take a back step, take a back dash, not really go in, but these guys are clearly not afraid to throw a move at the beginning of the round. And again, that's risky, but if you know how your opponent is going to start off, you can use that to your advantage and kind of get an early first blood, you know.
Yeah, you would have to think that there is some familiarity, especially here, because these players are from within the same region. I'm sure they've run into each other maybe in the past. So this is one of those things where you got to watch out for the tendencies, maybe that, you know, we might not think of as a character, but as players, these guys might have a read on them even before the match starts.
Roy Tekken is super aggressive. I mean, he likes to press buttons whether he's close, whether he's far away. And if Feng can do that, he can do the back step, Kempo, forward step. He's got a lot of options. Even from side step, he's got a crouch dash. So a lot of maneuvers when it comes to movement that, you know, isn't just going forward and going back. He can do a lot and kind of have a lot of different options out of these moves. And that 4-4-3 hits Eddie on the ground. Gonna go to a final round for game 1. So pretty good stuff so far. Is Roy going to open up with his usual aggressive self? Okay, because it is a final round, you know, they're taking their time.
Yeah, it being an open stage here, I can't believe he went for that, and he didn't get the right punish. No, unfortunate there.
Okay.
Nice. Oh, the counter hit there is able to get a new combo. He was unable to pull it off there. I wonder if he just hesitated, wasn't expecting to get the counter hit. Speaking of counter hit, that counter hit down back 3 from Feng, man, that is such a great addition for him.
Roy Tekken with a slight life lead, but they're still, you know, going in. There's a lot of health left on both players' bars, and they want to get to a point where they're much more comfortable in the match. Final round, 25 seconds left, plenty of time. Here comes Heisenberg. He's just outside of rage. He would love to have it right now where he can really make his comeback. And down to just a pixel. Roy Tekken's aggression was just too much. 2 low shoulders into the low kick, triple low. I mean, that's that old school style, you know what I mean? Like when you're not afraid to go low 3 times in a row. We rarely see that from like new school players these days, but you know, it brings back memories of you and your boys at the arcade, like, and you're like, you're calling out, I'm about to go low, and you do it 3 times in a row. That's what he did, but that's what makes it dangerous. In tournaments, like you expect your opponent to be careful and solid, but in the final round, in the clutch moment, Feng just went in there.
Yeah, unanswered lows at the very end. Sometimes it's that level of respect through disrespect is really what gets you. And I hate to kind of say it like that, but again, you have to think about it. Like the mind game is, if he's not blocking low, why should I change it up? Why should I change it up? Sometimes that's the mentality you got to go with.
Feng's got a really good arsenal of tools as well. That low shoulder that we saw from Roy was not parryable. He's got down 2, down back 3, sidestep low, Kenpo low. So many good lows that, compared to other characters, that's actually a substantial difference in the amount of moves that he could use to open up those ankles and everything. But, you know, they all have their, you know, even though he has so many, they all have different purposes. Like some have more range, some have less range, some are slower, faster. And I think the fact that he has so many makes it even more challenging to decide what to use. We saw that a lot of moments when the characters got up close, things got kind of sketchy with Eddie sidestepping 3+4 and everything like that. It got kind of weird. I think that Heisenberg might be a little too nervous. He's not ready for these quick windows of opportunity that come by where he could punish with a launch, with an elbow. But he's taking things a little slow, and he actually is going to opt to keep it on an infinite stage. Just go into the infinite Azure, though. What do you prefer as your infinite stage practice mode stage, Mark? I'm curious.
I mean,
a lot of people like
one. this is the one. This is the one for me. It's Infinite Azure 2 is my choice usually.
Right.
But either way, it's I think part of it has to do with the music.
Okay. Gotta get in groove. You know, when the music cranks up, I mean, your heartbeat's going and your nerves are going. Like I think it does help. So
oh, nice big risk there.
Yeah, the backswing slaps.
Oh, but he missed the follow up. You got to be able to finish your plate. Nice, gets the pop up kick, the follow up again. You know, the lows from Roy Tekken, he is so confident in kind of just pulling them out here. You know, Eddie does not have... He has situational punishes for blocking low attacks. You know, he has the wall standing 1, which is super, super fast, but it's high. It won't punish everything. You have to know what's able to punish.
Yeah, if there's a move that leaves a low move that leaves Fang in a crouching state,
yeah.
that elbow is not going to hit. But you know where it will come into this matchup is that low shoulder -14. A lot of characters cannot launch, but Eddie in this situation definitely will pop him in the air if he catches them on that low guard. But he hasn't done it yet, and if he hasn't done it yet, that means that there's really no reason for Roy to be able to respect Heisenberg's skills and abilities.
Yeah, a lot of the game purists will probably hate me for saying this, but if a move isn't punished, is it really punishable? Mm-hmm. Is it really, especially when it comes to a player matchup?
There are moves in this game that, when exploited to that degree, your opponent's not punishing, even though it is punishable, they become some of the most overpowered broken moves in the game. You know, the reason why they're balanced is because of the fact that you can retaliate after guarding, but you just have to know. That's kind of the brutal thing about Tekken is that people jump into the game, they don't know like these opportunities that they have that come up all the time to punish, interrupt, whatever it may be. The more knowledge you gain over the years, though, the more solid, more tight and sound your game will be.
Actually, that's an interesting discussion that you bring up. You know, a lot of players, I see this from a lot of newer players, especially very vocal ones. They would complain about players pressing buttons against them when they're at a negative frame state, right? They're like, why would you do this? You're negative. I can't believe they're doing this. And they kind of, I guess, file it away. It's like, oh man, they're playing scrubby. But I think that's part of the challenge, is to know when to take your turn, even at a negative state, doing the unexpected. I think that's the mind game there is really what helps you graduate from a player to a more advanced player, just having that situational awareness.
Big elbow from Heisenberg. Uh-oh. Another drop. He's usually dropping his combos after the tailspin, where you gotta close the distance. He's gotta get used to the timing on these combos. But a good start, already 40% gone, and he started off really good with a 2-0 lead in this game, round-wise. Roy Tekken really making the use out of down back 3. He's getting a lot of mileage. But I think Heisenberg has found out, and he's been able to make it whip, been able to slow down. Oh my god, that chunk of damage just put him right back in the game.
Big opportunity here. Goes for the blue stuff. Oh, he finally blocks low. He finally blocks low.
He's catching on, man. Like, if you compare it to the first game where he got caught with like down back 3, that low sliding low from Fang Wei multiple times, counter hit, like that was a new season 4 buff as well. Nowadays, when you get counter hit with it, it goes into a full animation that leaves him back turn, and you don't want to eat that mix up afterwards. So good job from Heisenberg to stop that, because when you're playing in a tournament, you want to pinpoint your opponent's strengths, like what is working the most. You want to keep track of what has like a high success rate and what has a lower success rate, and that way you can kind of target the things that are working mostly for your opponent. And you look at, on the other hand, what they might be thinking is that, okay, this technique is working, I'm gonna pump it, I'm gonna use it more. So that's why it just works out, and keep track of what your opponent is actually trying to attempt and trying to neutralize it, target it, snipe it, take it out the game. That's what Heisenberg did to Fang Wei's down back 3 that game. We saw some blocks, we saw the flip B back thing that some of the female characters can do that made it whip. So that was kind of the adjustment, big one, that I saw from Heisenberg that game. And we're tied up now.
Yeah, he was making a lot of use of more aerial antics to kind of get away from a lot of that stuff, and ended up paying off in the long run. That up forward 3, mixing it up, really forcing his opponent to kind of sit and watch versus taking the aggression, which he did control for most of the part. So it's now going into a final match here between these two. And again, this is to get into the loser side of top 8. So there's a lot on the line here, especially points wise.
Yeah, you want to make it into the top 8 of a major tournament. It's a good checkpoint. If you've never been in the top 8 before, that's like a good, milestone to say that you've done it. This is a premier tournament. This is a Masters event. So 300 points towards the Tekken Online Challenge, going for the winner today. And second place, not too bad either. I believe that is 200 points. And once we get like a better idea, I think like the dojo system and the window for throwing dojos is gonna be going on all year long. and it won't end until October. So plenty of time, even after these Masters events, to earn some points. So, yep, these Howard.
Oh man.
Round
Now,
one.
see, now we're talking. We have walls now. It's a completely different matchup here, is from what we've seen so far.
I would say the upper hand goes to Fang Wei and his ability to carry from wall to wall, but honestly, compared to other characters, that ability isn't that good. You know, you see characters like Brian, Julia, breaking up to like 3 walls in a combo, but Fang will have a little bit more trouble doing that, and especially Eddie definitely will.
Oh, he caught him. Oh, but he missed the follow-up there. That's unfortunate. He did get the counter hit. Puts him in the blender. Now he's watching, and now he's getting punished for it. Roy Tekken taking that first round.
Fight.
Since Fang's able to execute his 1+2 break throw from back turn, it makes him so that he has an actual back turn throw mix-up. Not many characters in this game are able to do that. Just Fang Wei and Raven are the two that come to mind, and it's really, really strong because Fang has a manual back turn, command where he can just be in your face and turn his back on you, initiate that throw mix-up, and from there it's like, do I want to duck? Do I want to try to break a throw? And that's like one of the more annoying mix-ups to deal with, just because like it's very, very volatile.
Yeah, especially since you can't react to it, you have to guess. Anyways, going right into this. Oh, no launch, no punish.
Yeah, could have at least tried the shoulder. And there it is, Eddie just making it weird. I mean, sometimes it's hard to hit him, whether he's in relax, handstand, he's quite low to the ground. And even just doing a move like sidestep 4, he's so low. If he whips it, you're not even sure if your punish is going to connect.
Oh man, he is having his way right now. What? That hit that way? Did not knock him down. The follow-up here. He's going to have to get him with a hit. Puts him into rage. Down 4-3. Interesting off of relax. And look at that. Able to get him. He tried to move probably 1 round away. Roy Tekken looking to advance here.
When you're in the corner, like their movement is not an option. You can't go left, can't go right. We saw right there Heisenberg tried to fight his way out the corner. But Roy, like Fang is so oppressive. He's got moves that keep you locked down there. And he's continuing the momentum. Did not opt to break the wall. Wants to keep that wall pressure up.
Oh my gosh.
Might have been the right choice.
It out. Oh my, he just let it rip. This is huge.
Yeah, like I said, the
big opportunity here.
Not that great. He's gonna need a lot more.
Oh, he got him.
Yeah, he faked the low slide. It's gonna work out. Rage art, no rage art. He wants to hold it. He wants to rage drive right here and go for a mix.
Mid? Oh my gosh! All that work just to take a break early.
And the key charge from Roy Tekken. He is happy moving on into the top 8 loser side. And that was a great man. Heisenberg not giving up no matter how bad it looked. I mean, right there, he was just 1 or 2 hits away from forcing a final round. And that would have been sick just because, like, I felt like Roy had a good, more control over the match, but Heisenberg did a better job of just exploding out of nowhere. Like, we saw that rage drive, we saw the combos. He was able to build up damage really quick, but at the end of the day, it was just Roy's timing, his lows, his non-stop offense that carried him through to victory. I would have loved to see those guys run it back in like a longer set for sure.
Yeah, definitely going to be one of those more interesting things to do, because I mean, we saw them battle it out in open stages early on. Then we switched over. But anyways, we're going to go to our leaderboards, what we were talking about earlier, to kind of see how these players have been doing here within the Central America region. And look at that. Quite the spread of numbers.
Yeah.
This is why points are so important.
Yeah. First place right now sitting at 100 points. So what that means is literally top 3 from this event are going to be 1, 2, 3 in the leaderboards. So we see Mexico, we see Dominican Republic. That flag right there, could it be? I'm not sure. I don't want to take a guess. Yeah, Guatemala is what the guess would be from our production, but good variety. I wonder what these guys' characters are too. But yeah, so what this means is that in the Central American standings, like, it's wide open. And this tournament, if you missed out, that's shame on you, because this was a huge opportunity to earn points. I mean, look at that. Just to make it in the top 8, you only need 35. I think top 8 in this tournament alone is going to get more than that. So a big shakeup in the standings coming. Some of these names I'm looking at, we just see it. We just saw Heisenberg play. We got El Tondo X, and also Divine Exorcist, I believe, is still in the tournament. A lot of these players. I saw, I believe, Heizama playing in the Evo tournament. So some of these guys are proving to be the more consistent players out of the field. And we'll see what happens as the season progresses.
Oh yeah, again, as you mentioned, whoever takes first place here in this master event for Tekken Online Challenge gets 300 points. So they'll obviously automatically be at the top of the leaderboard. But aside from that, There's more dojo events. There's no limit on dojo events. Players just have to keep gathering. I mean, obviously, there's bigger rewards for the more players that enter, but I'm sure it's going to get more intense, especially once we get towards the finish line at the end of the season.
The deadline for throwing dojo events, I believe, is October 10th.
Mm-hmm.
But all throughout that period from now until then, there are going to be more of these type of tournaments, the Tekken Online Challenge Masters tournaments, where we only had the North American region and today the Central American region. But like I said, 14 regions, including those in the Middle East, Africa, the Southeast Asian regions, lots of different, Oceania even. So as the weeks go on and as we go by, like, stay tuned for this channel. Follow if you haven't already for all the regions, players into the mix. Yeah, we got a quick look right here. This is the schedule currently, 821, 822. That's where we're at right now. But this is going to continue the online Masters events. And on the right side of the schedule, you'll see it, the regional finals events. This is what all the dojos, all the Masters events, all the tournaments leading up to are going to be for. This is basically the finals of your Tekken Online Challenge, and this is going to go all the way through until next year. At North American, our region going to be the last regional finals next year on the 9th of January. So it's like I said, no details, no information yet. And when that's happening, I just assume they're just adding more money to the prize pool. They're just finding more prizes for us players, right? And I see you smiling, Mark. I know you know.
I know nothing.
I know
when I'm on broadcast, I know nothing. I'm here just as a fan of Tekken.
Nah, I've commentated with you before. You be dropping them secrets, but I'm not gonna try to spoil a surprise. I'm not gonna ask you. Like, I want to qualify. I want to get in, and I want to see what Bandai Namco Entertainment has in store for the players. Okay, so this is match 2.
We got a new match. It's going to be Eddie, and like you said, a very popular character within the region, going up against Devil Jin, who is what a lot of people are talking about, the problem character. That, I mean, we don't see it results wise, but I would agree he's a very strong character. Wow, he's getting bodied.
Those slippery kicks to open up limits, Alexander. I think I saw this guy destroy Poke Chop in an exhibition match. I think it was hosted recently, and Poke Chop, one of the best players here in the Atlanta area region, and to see him struggling like that against a player that I almost lost to as well, it just confirmed my suspicions that there's more than just like Peruvians out there. Mexico could be the next big region that comes out of Tekken.
Might be the next big hotbed. I mean, obviously FGC wise, they have a storied history. They've been producing a lot of great players. Their representation, especially at bigger events, they show up.
Some of the other games I've seen, like always with the big contingent. Marvel was really hyped back in the day when they had that MODOK player. You remember that?
Oh yeah.
But anyways, okay, we got Jincast, Toshiro, and Lamus. This is another top 8 qualifier match out of the losers bracket. Devil Jin, yeah, you said it. I remember when season 4 first released, and even to this day, a lot of top players, some of the ones that people love the most, they feel like Devil Jin is the #1 character in the game right now.
I think so too. I think he is. He's potentially the #1. I mean, on paper, or in results, we don't see it, right? It's very rare that we see a Devil Jin player win a big tournament.
It's not hard. It's not easy to use Devil Jin. The information has been out on him for a while. There's a lot of unknown factors that you can get away with, so you're really going to have to outplay all of your opponents with a mechanically demanding character.
Right under.
Yeah, the struggles of that right now, Jincast is just having a hard time landing a hit on Lamus because every time he approaches, Eddie is sitting there in relaxed stance, and I think Jincast Toshiro has not figured out like his go-to moves for hitting Eddie out of relaxed stance yet. That's probably, I don't want to say it's a #1 thing just because I don't want to get too ahead of myself, but it's definitely top 3 things. You need to find your go-to moves for hitting an Eddie in relax, and not only when he relaxes from neutral, but sometimes he does moves where he enters relaxed too, like a sidestep 3 where he goes forward and he's relaxing, a forward 3 where he jumps up and then he's either gonna go to mix up or relax. So you have to be prepared for those like really quick thinking situations that require you to press your button that you associated it with. So going into those Eddie matchups, you agree, right? You got to have that move that knocks him out of relaxed stance. I think that gives like Eddie players a lot of trouble. You're an Eddie player, so I'm sure you could shed a lot of light on that.
I think it's part of the checklist too. Is like, as an Eddie player, you're going to go through certain moves to kind of test your opponent, and if you notice that they're not punishing it, it's going to give you the ability to use it more. I think a lot of players, or a lot of Eddie players, would say that he feels limited, that he really doesn't have any offensive tools. but that goes out the window if people aren't able to defend against relaxed transitions or handstand transitions.
So with Devil Jin, I'm looking at like a move like back four.
Back
Very,
four,
very reliable.
back four is the one.
Back
four is
four,
the one.
It's been hitting grounded since Tekken Tag 1. You know,
Yeah.
that was the move. And I saw Jin Kaz going for Demon Paw 442. That's a mid move. And although it does hit kind of low, it doesn't hit low enough for an
Yes.
Eddie Relax or like a Ling Xiao Yu Art of Phoenix. Wow, look at this stage. This is the new addition that released with the Lydia patch. It was a big hit, and I was especially a big fan of how in this stage, unlike other stages with the music transitions, the music was transitioned as soon as you hit the lower level,
regardless,
instead of
right?
waiting, yeah, for a player to go on game point. And
Ooh,
that,
nice.
yeah, starting off big electric. This is a good sign for Jin Kaz. Already better than anything he ever did in the first game.
And maybe he's one of those players where he just has to play on a stage that he likes. The music has to be there.
Yeah.
Oops. Oh, never mind.
Could be one of those.
Oh,
slow,
never
like,
mind.
Could be one of those
He's got-
slow to adapt players.
He's gotten hit by that big boot quite a bit already in the matchup.
The big wall bouncer.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing is I noticed this too as an Eddie player. Sometimes players like to duck against Eddie just because of that natural fear of lows, or the natural fear of lows in general. Oh, counter hit.
That running slide move is really strong because they've increased the range of it. He gets in closer, so if he lands a slide move, he's in your face in relax stance. So a lot of people, you know, that's one of the first moves they know about Eddie, and they learn to respect it. So you can use that to your advantage and do what the old school players do is they dash up and they do the launcher move, or what Levis is doing is just forward 3. It looks literally like he's about to run in a slide, but instead you get another left kick. This time it's mid and wall bounces. That's a new addition as well. So these pieces are getting put together with Eddie. Oh my god, more
Slippery.
The slippery slope. One more hit, but Jin Kaz can also win too, as long as the wall doesn't get in the way. Nice, back 4, very reliable, very reliable. The wall got in the way, he was not able to finish with the rage art, but
Yeah, he got lucky though. That could have gone either way, and nice. Able to thread the needle, get that nice launch early on. Not at the wall, but very close. He has that positioning. Eddie doesn't really have the liberty of sidestepping, especially with his back to the wall. So he's gonna have to be very careful. Long range L sweep. Oh, he got up, and he's gonna get hurt.
not supposed to do that. But again, the corner pressure, probably the most terrible situation to be in. Jin Kaz, quite the contrast from the first game. He's finding his hits now. His attacks are connecting. Much more of a match this time around. I think we're going to go to a 1-1. He just needs a low kick. As long as he doesn't... as long as that doesn't happen. We're going to go downstairs and... Oh, no.
Whoa, he could have broke it.
He could have broke it with the big kick, and I think that would have killed with the follow-up. So
yeah,
it doesn't matter. You know, you can forgive yourself as long as you manage to finish off your plate. Anyways, there are bigger things to worry about because the match is going on.
So risky, but he was able to pull it off. And he's going for the wrong combo, but he looked like he was going for a mix-up opportunity. Okay, he got a counter hit. Okay, he's dealing with relaxed much better now.
Yep.
There you go. Oh, he didn't want to risk it there.
Good block.
This is gonna hurt.
Lemus, he had to get risky on defense just because he was down. He made up the lead. They're virtually even right now.
Oh, he's
and
dead.
the throw. That's actually the second time that Lemus closed out the rounds with the throw. 1+2 break particularly. Eddie doesn't really have command grabs that require you to break with 1 or 2, so it's a little easier to break, but the nerves could come to play. The fact that it's final round.
The verge of defeat. Lemus was about to lose everything, but now in the lead, working on this huge comeback.
I mean, 1 electric, 1 hell sweep, 1 counter hit back 4 would change everything. But he's running out of life, he's running out of chances, he's running out of time.
He went into relax to save himself.
That was smart, though.
It was very smart.
This is where it can happen. Eddie's in the corner. He needs to make his count.
Oh, he might be dead. Oh, he could have killed him.
A lot of hesitation.
It's coming down to this. A sliver of life left for Jin Kaz. Float.
Don't drop it. Take it downstairs. And let's get risky,
he gonna finish?
you know?
How's he gonna finish? Goes for the laser.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
Whoa.
Oh, no, he
Do
had
it, Mark.
the
You can do it.
opportunity.
Oh, man. He did have the opportunity. I mean, he had to float right there, dropped his... I think he went for 4-4-2 to carry for the wall, and you don't normally do that as part of your staple combos, your bread and butter, so I think he went for an adjustment that he was not accustomed to doing, and in the clutch, the fact that, you know, it was so tense, he made the input error. It's very easy to see that happening, but sad to see how that's how he went out, you know. But Lemus moving on, that Eddie, man. Eddie, very, very popular. We'll see him again in the top 8. This is losers bracket action qualifying matches, so That's 2 down. We got 2 more to go before we officially have our top 8 for the Tekken Online Challenge 2021 Central American Masters Tournament.
Yeah, good stuff so far. So again, for what we've seen from this part of the region, again, you mentioned that there are 14 different regions that we're going to be highlighting from now until when we start our regional finals. So again, any regions in particular that you're looking out for that you genuinely just want to watch?
Without a doubt, it would be both the African regions. We see them posting on social media on Twitter all the
They're
time.
good about that. They're good about posting.
Those promotional posters that are coming out, man, make me want to bring back some of my old exhibition matches, open up the old Photoshop, you know. But their scene is very, very strong, but we just don't know how strong because we don't get a lot of stream time to watch them. And but with the Tekken Online Challenge putting the spotlight on those lesser known regions, now they're gonna get a chance to really kind of train up, really take this seriously with the world watching. I know that they want to prove themselves as maybe the next Pakistan, the next Peru, the next whatever coming out. Like I heard just from watching, there are a lot of hidden regions out there. Just to let you guys know, and from commentating the EU tournament matches every week, I now know that Russia is a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah.
A couple years ago, right before COVID, I met like a Russian top player during like an international tournament. He was super, super strong, had this weird style, but I thought he was a one-off. But apparently all these guys out of Russia that are entering the ICFC have been making like top 3, top 8. They're very, very scary, and it's another unknown region. So Tekken 7 just bringing everybody out the woodworks, man. Everybody's playing it. And we're really seeing it's not just the battle of Japan, Korea, blah blah blah. It's a global affair.
I got to give a big shout out, of course, to Mr. Arslan Ash and Pakistan for really having the regional revitalization arc for the Tekken scene. All these other regions feeling empowered, like, you know what? It's not about Korea and Japan and the US. All these other regions can do it as well. And, they're all stepping it up now. I love to see that. Oh, nice duck. So right now we have Lagstar versus Divine Exorcist.
Yep.
Lars, a character that we really don't see as much.
Not that much. The development team has done a really good job of trying to make him more attractive. They've given him a lot over the years, but I think like by the time that he received all the enhancements, people already found their mains and weren't willing to go back to him. So it's gonna take like an old school Lars player to come back out of nowhere and really put these tools to good use. But we got players like Conflict doing work every single week in the ICFC, so it is possible. We had a top 8 Lars player at the EVO Online North American tournament as well. Took out, I believe it was Joey Fury, so definitely a threat in tournaments. He's still got up 4-3. He's still got, his very, very reliable tools that he's had ever since Tekken 6. So if you have that experience, you're going to be able to put that to good use, along with other tools like the raise drive and stuff.
His wall carry now is insane. Insane. Those double kicks out of divine or silent entry. It's one of the two that he has, but those double kicks is crazy.
Yeah, use the tailspin and use to end the combo. So definitely on the higher end of characters who can wall carry. Lag started right now with the King. Another one of your characters, Mark. He's up 2 rounds to 1 right now. Trying to close it out. His back's to the wall. And when the King's back's to the wall, that move is coming out.
It's like you willed it into existence. He's going to hit the wall.
Man. You just got to follow along the line. You see it like my finger is itching to press that 1 anytime King's back to the wall. And, if another throw comes out, I can react to it then and break it then. But my finger, that index finger is itching for that 1. Yeah.
It's prepped. It's hovering over the 1 button. I got you. I like it. Divine Exorcist.
The King's always got the setups that go into the giant swing or whatever too. So like you'll see that right there down for you see down. Yeah, that
there you go.
Right there, boom. And didn't even hit the wall this time.
Just if you guys aren't familiar with the King's giant swing motion is a very complicated motion. For most fighting games, it's one of those ones where it's like you tap, it's forward and it's a half circle forward. So the good thing about that move is you can hide the motion and kind of buffer it within other moves as well.
Oh my God, he dropped the combo, did not carry. Yeah, I mean, right there at the end, they both had just like 35% left. And in that situation, you kind of want to chill because 1 combo killed. I was just about to say it as Lagstar got hit with Lars up 4-4. When both players are in that range where a combo would kill, that's all you need. That's all they need. That's all both players are looking for. So as a result, you do not want to get comboed. But when you're just that over aggressive in situations like that, you're just leaving yourself wide open to getting countered or to getting crushed, or how these interactions sometimes can just make yourself get launched. And that's why I think it's a better idea to kind of chill, even though if that's your whole style is just to go aggressive and crazy. Like there are some times that you gotta balance, play some defense, right? But
Yeah, and, or not make openings for your opponent where they can take advantage of. One of the great things that we saw from Divine Exorcist is his ability to duck in between certain parts of the strings and get a launch. And he was able to do that quite consistently throughout their opening match. So maybe something that his opponent has to kind of think about going into it is maybe not go for these certain attacks that get him launched or loses his turn and his momentum in the round.
yeah. I know that Divine has other characters that he can go to as well. So the Lars is just like an opening pick and just to challenge, test the opponent, throw out a lot of these entries, these stances. Lars is a tricky character if you've never had experience against him. And, for players that have been playing ever since he's been out, that's not really a problem. But I feel like most players that play Tekken 7, it's their first Tekken game. So a lot of these characters, Lars, Lei, whoever, they might as well be brand new characters. These are the first time that these people are seeing them and getting like the muscle memory and the defensive skills against them. And I think that's probably the most challenging thing about Lars is that you don't know, then you are screwed. We're going to for what is this, Forgotten Realm? This is the king stage. Hands
This
down.
is definitely the king stage. He definitely picked this one because he wants that advantage, that tactical damage advantage. Anyways, we're gonna go right into this. Divine Exorcist up 1-0 right now. Blackstar's gonna have to kind of go back to the drawing board in ways he picks his shots here. One of the things that we really haven't seen is use. Oh, he's wavooing. Is use of 4-4 neutral 2. I feel like it's a tool that really helps open up the rest of King's arsenal. But the thing is, you have to make sure you land it. There's a counter hit.
It's so good because like it doesn't deal that much damage. So when you're fighting against someone using that move, you won't really respect it much. You won't really target it, try to block it out of all the other things that King can do. Like that mid elbow, it's so strong. So he has got way more mids than he's got lows. So a lot of times you'll just bleed out getting hit with the stomach smash. That move right there, it adds up a lot of damage. And the worst thing is when you get hit with it, King's got a lot of advantage frames that he could use, keep the pressure on. So definitely and now you can't even launch it anymore a lot of times at minus only 14. So that's obviously a move that the developers want you to incorporate in your game. I think at this point, Lackstar's got to look for other throw setups. If he's kind of being obvious that he wants to just do that giant swing, but King's got a multitude of grabs that he can go to, whether it be crouch dash, into grab.
And that's what I think makes King's throw scary, is the ability to do it for movement. Being able to do it from dashes, being able to do it from quick sidesteps or ducks. And I think being able to incorporate that would go a long way, especially in this particular matchup. But again, you can't always just go for the giant swing. That one, at least animation-wise, is kind of obvious unless you could really mask it with a dash. Here we go, going downstairs.
And he's going to be able to wall carry afterwards. That's the big reason why King does so well in this stage. That wasn't even the most optimal combo that he could have done, but still took half life from Lars. Nice. Blocking the string that got, changed that a lot of people are still ducking. And Lackstar again. He's got the lead in the set. Same thing, or it's not the set, this game. Same thing happened last game, but Divine was able to pull it together, tighten up, and ultimately come out with a victory. So let's see what he changes around this time. Not much, as you can see, still going for the giant swing. We know it. Divine looks like he knows it as well with a clear duck read there.
Nice. Keeps him back toward the wall. He's got to be careful. You have to think the giant swing's going to be coming out. He's going to go for it again. He's greedy for it. He's itching for it, but oh man.
Yeah.
A nice perfect.
He was so greedy for it, he wasn't willing to do any other attack till he saw an opportunity to giant swing. That's what it looked like right there. You gotta fight for your life, man. This is gonna break the floor here, I think.
Oh yeah, it's gonna hurt. Is he gonna go for unblockable?
No.
Yes, he is.
It's looking good so far for Laxter. This is gonna hurt though. And this is going to put you in a position where you cannot afford to get comboed because things are going to be very even afterwards. But the only difference is you're waking up, he's initiating offense, and it's just a losing situation to be in, Like, you can fight out of it a lot of times, but you don't want to have that happen. When you got the lead like that, again, same thing as last game, when you're used to playing so much offense, it can be hard to pull back and play a little defense sometimes. But right there, Laxstar just overextending in the worst situations, and it cost him 2 games there. Lemus is a top player out of Mexico, plenty of tournament experience. He knows how to make those comebacks, so he was able to remain cool and pull out with the victory.
Yes, oh yeah, sir. And guys, check out these cool products. Want to show some of these awesome Tekken shirts. I'm wearing the Kazuya one right now.
This is the second release
available.
Too.
Yeah, this is the second release. So this is the gray and the red one. available for pre-order now at 10-o.gg/merch. Make sure you guys check out the entire range of 10-0 versus Tekken shirts. You can see this awesome good-ass Tekken Brian Fury shirt, which I think is super popular right now. So again, if you guys want to take advantage of these limited edition shirts, there's also Devil Jin. Make sure you guys get your order in before they're all gone.
My favorites are probably going to be the next two coming. Oh, they didn't show the next two. They'll show them later. But you guys, if you enjoyed the stream, follow us on Twitch. But not only on Twitch, but we're on Facebook, Twitter, at BNE Esports. Not only that, but also Tekken. We got the YouTube channel as well. Stay up to date on all the Tekken action. A lot of stuff's been coming out lately with the Tekken Online Challenge rolling in, offline tournaments coming back into the mix. You definitely want to stay in the loop. Follow it here, like I said, or Twitter to stay up to date on when the next wave of Masters events are going down. It could be, in your region next week. You never know. So definitely check out the site and also register for the dojos and the Masters on Smash GG. But there it is, guys. We got a few
make sure you.
What's that?
Yeah. I was going to say, make sure you guys sign up for all that. As we mentioned, there's a lot of tournaments that are going to be coming up. But also, check out your local tournaments, your dojo events as well. If you're not playing in them, make sure you watch them. There's a lot of good Tekken that's happening every single week. But before we get into the next few matches, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be back with more of the Tekken Online Challenge 2021 powered by Astro. Be right back.
Back to the 2021 Tekken Online Challenge powered by Astro. Big shouts out to Astro, by the way, the official headset and mix amp of the Tekken Online Challenge. Appreciate you guys supporting. You see we're all Astroed up. But yeah, Mark, we're taking a look at the matches from the Central American Masters Tournament today, and we've officially reached our top 8. We got the bracket set. We got everybody set. So the show is about to get started, and we're going to see some solid top names coming to the stage next.
A lot of representation for Mexico. We're looking right now, at least on the winner's side, we'll look at Geese Joestar versus Kusanagi. We have El Tondo going up against Energy Marduk, who won EVO Online for his region recently. 3 of the 4 players on the winner's side from Mexico. Then going into the losers bracket, we have 2 more Mexican players that are going up. We just saw Lemus Alejandro earlier going up against Divine Exorcist. And then we have Vilenskio going up against Roy Tekken to close out the loser side. So very solid lineup from what we've seen so far. There's a few of these players I haven't seen play yet, so I'm excited to see who they'll use and what their tactics are as they go into it.
Yeah, so from here on out, every match matters just because it is the Tekken Online Challenge, and we are playing not only for glory, money, but we're also playing for points. And with this being the Masters tournament, winner of this tournament, top 3 even, are going to be in dominant position in the standings. You see it right there. This is the slate for our upcoming matches. We're going to start off on the winner's side with those 2 that Mark just mentioned. I'm really looking forward to the second one on the slate, El Tondo X versus Energy Marduk. Those are probably the 2 of the bigger names in this tournament, especially Energy Marduk, who was able to take down his regional EVO tournament. And then we also got the Lemus and Divine Exorcist match. Those 2 guys, very, very experienced, I feel. So all these guys, all these names you might have seen on our leaderboards. There's Divine Exorcist, there's Heisenberg's we saw earlier, but the leaderboards currently right now, not that developed. Only 100 points. Sitting right there for first place, and 7th place right there at 35. So not many points separating first from 7th. And with the amount of points being awarded in the tournament here today, every match matters. Like I said, they're gonna be playing their asses off, and first place 300 points. You don't even have to play any more dojos after this. You're set to go for your regional finals, and so whoever wins tournament today is probably going to be so glad, breathe that big sigh of relief that early on in the series, in the season, they're already set. It's the same feeling as being in the TWT and winning that first big Masters tournament and seeing your name at the number 2 standings. Like, you are in a prime position, you're in a controlling, dominant position, and you kind of control your own fate. Everybody else has to catch up to you. So that's kind of what the stakes are today. Yesterday we had the North American Masters tournament with Joey Fury finishing first, Junior, PDX doing really, really good for themselves on the Tekken Online Challenge, and those guys that were already accumulating points prior to yesterday's tournament. Yeah, North American, definitely one of the more active regions, I feel like, as far as having dojos. And again, if you guys are watching at home and want to participate, whether it be to enter some of these dojos, you can even throw your own dojos. There is no limit to how many you can enter and throw. So 14 regions encompassing the entire globe. The Tekken Online Challenge is, of course, something that anybody can participate in no matter where you live, except for maybe Antarctica. I don't think there's a region. That's a secret region 15. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah, 15 and 16 come out of Antarctica and the North Pole. We got to
West Antarctica, South Antarctica region. I mean, might as well. We got so many regions, dude. It's crazy how much
those players are cold.
Yeah.
You gotta watch out for them.
They cold ice in their veins, man. I don't know, but yeah, I'm looking forward to all the Masters tournaments coming up. But again, today the focus is on the Central American region, so that's mostly going to be, like you said, players from Mexico. We got Guatemala, Trinidad, a lot of Virgin Islands, so many nations, territories, areas competing today. Almost 50 players entered, and this is our top 8. Here we're kicking it off on the winner side. Ooh.
I was going to say, if you guys are just tuning in, we are getting started now officially with our top 8, and it's going to be Kusanagi's Hwarang versus Geese Joestar Belmont. That's his Steam name, at least. His Akuma. Geese Joestar with Akuma.
Joestar. I mean, it sounds like Geese Joestar. I mean, going with Akuma, Geese, it seems like he's plays a lot of fighting games. Maybe he likes to play, King of Fighters 2D games or whatever. So that's what I think his strength's going to be here.
I got to talk to you about something. So you remember when Tekken 7 first came out, and we finally had our very first Tekken tour or Tekken World Tour. In the finals, in that of those player pool, there were only 2 Akuma players. There was one, which was Super Akuma, but there was also one out of Latin America, I think from Peru.
Oh, you're talking about Crespo?
And it was Crespo, yeah.
Yo, man.
So
Great.
Definitely a region that is familiar with Akuma and very strong in 2D games traditionally. So it's nice to see some more Akuma representation. Damn, he sniped them out of the air there.
Yeah. Let's see. Oh, jumping straight up in the air. We don't see that from any Akuma player. I feel like there's a lot of potential to be had for just jumping straight up in the air. You don't have to. A lot of times when the opponent's doing an attack and you jump forward, you guys go over and under each other, as opposed to when you're going straight up. They're whiffing and you're still landing where you're face to face and you're set up for a very standard combo. So I don't know. I mean, this game's been out for 5 years, but still a lot of tech out there to be discovered and a lot of techniques, I feel like.
Yeah, it's completely different from what you would see from normal 2D games where, Akuma could jump and hit a button on the landing frame. But in this instance, he jumped and he did Tatsu to get into a juggle state, and I thought that was pretty sick.
That was
he took the round back. What happened?
I mean, Akuma happened, dude. He got one combo, had a meter close to the wall, got that wall stun, and that's just kind of like, if the cards stack up, line up right for you, you can end the game in 2 correct decisions. So it doesn't happen every time, but it could happen, especially with Akuma. The potential, the threat is there, especially when he has that meter. So right now, Joestar about to have 2 meters, so that's when you really want to watch out, because a low kick could lead to all your life being gone. He went for a nasty tech trap setup right there, but it didn't work out. Either way, he had that meter to rely on after the drop combo, was able to pick it back up, and now he's going to have to start from scratch as far as meter is concerned. And right now for Kusanagi, this is the window of opportunity. He can go in, not have to worry about things like getting EXDP'd or that low kick leading into a half-life combo. And you see, it's working out very well. There's no fear on the part of Hwarang.
Man, he went for the big kick there as well. Going for that big Doosan, but unable to get it. He tried to back one right out of it.
I think in this matchup, once Akuma has that meter, he can EXDP a lot of the Flamingo stuff, and that's probably the big story here. You just don't want to lose momentum, being careless, not watching Akuma's meter as an opponent, right? I know Hwarang doesn't have meter, but you still have to be watching when Akuma has his.
Yeah, and I think really one of the scary things, especially when you're using Hwarang against Akuma, is to watch out for his counter hit down 1-2. That can really eat up Hwarang, especially if he starts going willy-nilly on the pokes.
Power crush.
Oh, he's dead.
Paid dividends right there. Joestar throws it out not only to eat up moves, but he did it as part of his combo. So I think that's a move that he really, really likes. Akuma's power crush move, down for 1+2. It can be tricky because it has an evasion property, I feel, where
he kind of backs up a little bit, right?
It kind of reminds me of a bootleg backswing blow, where he doesn't go really far back, but it's enough. And plus the fact that it's a power crush. And whenever you're by the wall, that's definitely a go-to. I know it's a very common strategy where when you're up big and your opponent's just right there on the verge of death, you just throw out power crush moves, hoping to trade life for life. And if that happens, then you are definitely going to be the winner.
Yeah, it's a very different. It's crazy because he has 2 different power crushes, right? He has his focus attack, which is high, but then he has this mid one that kind of complements what he can do at the wall. So it's interesting to see. As far as power crushes by the wall that are scary, I would say the Akuma one pretty scary. Kind of reminds me a little bit of the Bob one that he has with the big belly.
Yeah, I don't know. Man, that was a crazy match. Hwarang versus Akuma. I was not expecting either of these guys. I thought. I'm not familiar with either Joestar or Kusanagi, but pretty glad that we're gonna get to see Harong. I feel like not a lot of people have been using this character, and he was like, he was so popular when the game was a little bit newer, right? Around like the first 2 years of Tekken 7 console release, I feel like I saw a lot more Harong players. But since then, like once Falcon Ram Leroy came out, this character there's really nowhere to be seen.
Round 1.
Anyways, we are in the Mishima Dojo. Looks like walls have been chosen here to hopefully even up the stakes here for Kusanagi. Let's see if he's able to make a comeback here.
I think Joestar,
Ooh,
if he wants to make any adjustments, it could be that he rushed into using his meter a lot situation, and including one where he burned his meter to get like a little fancy tech trap. I mean, it's nice when you're up big, but Kusanagi was actually kind of able to bring it back, so the match might be closer than you think. So you might want to hold your bar for more important situations. Kusanagi gonna take round 1. Nicely timed jump over the low. I mean, that move right there, it's not that fast for crushing lows, but it is reliable when you know your opponent's gonna go low. So it's just a good read right there from Harong. Akuma has that sweep. He's got that down 3. Very, very commonly used moves when the time is right.
Oh, he probably could have held on to it a little bit longer. About even on life right now, but man, Kusanagi has really started taking to the air in the matchup. Going for those crushes, going for the opportunities that could beat out a lot of Akuma's attacks.
The players kind of making small mistakes here, but the game is within grasp for anyone. And Joestar gonna burn a meter to take the round. Wise play. I feel like when I watch other games that have meter, like the players are always willing to burn any type of meter they have just to secure a round. You never know when if you're gonna win a round or not, no matter what the lead is. So they want to take it for granted. So I respect them for going, with that meter usage just to get that one extra hitter.
And he was swinging for the fences there, back to back, big special attacks on block.
Dude, every time Akuma is meterless, Kusanagi is doing his thing, right? But it's just a matter of how you defend and how you play around Akuma's meter once he gets it. I think that's costing him. So as Joestar is about to get that first meter where he becomes that much deadlier, we're gonna see if Kusanagi can, hold his own, just like he was doing before.
Oh, nice duck. Kusanagi, of course, working on this opportunity. He wants to be able to even up the set. He's getting all the blocks, but there's a down 1 too. It's going to cost him because not only that, the momentum is shifting in favor of Geese Joestar.
Kusangi's got another round to play with though if he loses, but resources are available.
Dragon Punch? No.
He almost has a meter, so he could EX Dragon Punch. That's gonna catch Akuma in the air. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Good stuff. Kusanagi able to take that round and the game, tying it up now 1 apiece between these two. It's going to go back to this final match. And I feel like, it was all about momentum. Kusanagi really took control of that matchup, didn't give his opponent an opportunity to control him by the wall. And I think that's what kind of was the difference between match 1 and match number 2 is he had the control by the wall and he kept him by the wall in all kinds of crazy Oki. But now, look at this. We have the aggression shift, and Kusanagi's looking really good as we go into game 3.
Yes, that and the fact that in game 1, we saw Akuma do a lot better with the meter. Joestar was able to land the combos, get the wall splats whenever he used that meter to cancel out of attacks. But this game too, we saw a few drops, we saw a few misplays, and so like it's the little things. It's not anything major adjustment that you have to make when the matches are so close. A lot of times it's about those small things and not making those small mistakes. I remember last game there was a round where both players made back-to-back mistakes where it was Joestar missed a combo and did a Tatsu, and Kusanagi failed to punish the Tatsu. And when it gets ugly like that, it's just a matter of who can just keep together, play their normal game, and come out with the victory. But the matchup is going to shake up a little bit here because Joestar has just switched to Geese Howard.
Oh, wow. From one D to the other D, we got Geese Howard now, which is another explosive character in his own right. I think a little bit more methodical just because he doesn't have the same type of offensive creating abilities. Like he doesn't have
as crazy just of a jump in, right? Do a sweep and knock down his opponent like Akuma can. That reach that move just got buffed as with reach as well. So Akuma players, whenever they're down or whenever they feel frustrated, they can literally just dash up, press down floor, and start kind of like a vortex type of mix-up.
Or he can just throw, or he can just keep throwing.
He relies more on kind of like timing with standing 2 used as a whip punisher, back 3 keep outs and punishes like that. So you use Geese if you think that you're familiar with the matchup, you're comfortable, and take advantage of a couple things here as well.
I'm surprised he didn't get stuffed there. He started the rage drive there, but it was a little bit too late. Geese Joestar able to sneak away that first round. Oh, he went for the knee and he wants to use that meter. Oh, here we go. This is gonna hurt.
That mid parry.
Never mind. You gotta get those, man. Maybe he's in Akuma mode still.
Yeah, I mean, he did the mid parry, felt the combo, and immediately parried against. And although he landed that parry,
what is he doing with forward one?
It's working against him, you know. Like, it got him killed this round for sure. Without a meter, it's gonna be hard to make a comeback. Yep. Also with Hwoarang, I'm sure Kusanagi is gonna be happy that he's not playing against somebody who is DP him out of his flamingo stance. So I'll be more comfortable in flamingo stance, even with Geese having meter, right? As long as you keep your frames and your attacks, you know, airtight, it's gonna be really hard for him to interrupt. Right there,
he caught him.
Hit him duck right there. Thought he was gonna take a risk and do the little low thing.
3 jabs.
That's like not the first time that Joestar has gone for tech trap style options on the wall either. He did the same thing with Akuma, once even burning a meter to get a tech trap. I mean, those aren't the most reliable strats, and in a close, tight match like this, you might want to go for your more reliable combos. But he does still secure the round, and that's what's most important.
All right, Geese Joestar 1 round away here for moving on. Very, very important. Of course, you want to be able to get as far into the winners as you can to ensure maximum amount of points, but also just having great positioning as you go into the grand finals.
I feel like every time Joestar goes up, you see a strong answer. He starts feeling pressure. You know, heat is on right now. Could be his last chance, so he's stepping up to the plate. Like, this is when he goes super aggressive, as you can see. And here we go, Mark.
Final round. Starting it off here at Hammerhead. Oh, gets a big counter hit to start it off.
Gotta be careful.
Kusanagi.
One right punch with Geese can change it all. One back 3 with Geese can change it all. And right now they're at the point where they both need to respect each other. That wall is right there too, so one false step and you are backs against the wall just like this.
What? The back one? Back one's been doing work. Oh, but the wall's gonna mess him up here. And that's the nature of the stage, is sometimes that wall in the positioning is just
Geese can kill. Geese can kill the wall.
He should get the kill. He should get the kill. You better finish it.
2-4, 1-3, 2-1, I think. 2. It's a 10 hit that you have to input without messing up. And
he's not gonna mess it up. Too. This is in the blood. This is in the culture, man. They're KOF players. They know what's up.
Yep. So that means that Joestar is gonna be moving on to our winners finals and guarantees himself a top 3 finish here today at the Central American Masters. So good stuff to him. Kusanagi gonna have to do some work dropping down to losers. He's gonna be awaiting his opponent. We have yet to find out who that is, but jumping right into the next match, man. El Tondo X versus Energy Marduk. Most likely it's gonna be Marduk versus maybe like a Kaz or a Heihachi. So again, more character diversity as we started off watching some Eddies, and now we're gonna finally see some Mishima gameplay. That's what everybody loves to see. Exactly.
I love to see it. I'm all about the vortex of the hell sweep, the mix-ups, the pressure with Electric Wind Godfist. I love to see that kind of stuff. And I mean, because the thing is, like we see a lot of people, in the past, I guess early on in Tekken 7, the easy thing to do is for them to start sidestepping left, right? Try to eliminate the opportunities of mix-ups from the Mishimas. But it's a little bit harder to do so now because the tracking ability of the Electric Wind Godfist has been improved. There are other tools to kind of help the Mishimas overall, but the thing is, it's still on the Mishima to kind of figure out what tools to use in certain situations to make it work out for him. And I feel like depending on which character he uses, they have different tool sets now. And it's a big character that he's going up against. Marduk is one of those characters that has a bit harder of a time just because he's a little bit bigger and he doesn't have as great of a sidestep.
The main thing that big characters have trouble with against Mishimas is just getting caught with stray Electric Wind Godfist. Like when you're moving around with like a normal sized character or even a smaller one, you're kind of aware of when the ranges where you can get hit with electric are and when you can't get hit with them. But when you're playing with the big character and you're doing these movements that you accustomed to just it being working out, like you might get caught. Like the hitboxes are not as easy to figure out as you think they are when you're playing this type of matchup. And with Kazuyu's electric even being 1 frame faster, it's like he could really press that on you and just make you back up the whole time. Like it's really a challenge. You can even throw out a single jab. As a Jack player, I'll throw out like a 2 and do an electric me, and that's crazy. Just cause like your own strength is working against you. Your long limbs, your big hitbox, like that you use to keep people out with, like Heihachi, Kazuya, Devil Jin, those guys eat up jabs if you throw them too much.
Anyways, we are starting it off. This one should be interesting. I want to see how Energy Marduk is going to be able to fight up against El Tondo here. Look, he's not afraid. He is kind of the aggressor right now. Oh, but there's the God Fist. Why did he go for the reversal? He's crazy. And that's a big boy combo. Only works on bigger body characters. Full of forward 4 series.
El Tondo is looking pretty sharp, moving pretty quick, and Energy Marduk is definitely taking note. I'm sure he's kind of like got a couple questions as to how to approach this matchup because when the opponent's moving that fast and they're that crisp with their electrics, that clean, it makes you hesitate a little bit.
Well, he has a great equalizer for I think most matchups is why not just VTS and tackle? Why not? Python explosion.
Marduk is explosive himself, and just like that, Energy Marduk actually with the lead now. 8 seconds left, plenty of time for Marduk to secure the last hit. Down back 3 low poke.
He stole it away in a matter of 10 seconds.
Yeah, sorry, down
he changed the lead. It was crazy.
I feel like Marduk's low pokes are like just a teeny tiny bit stronger than your ordinary character. So
yeah,
when he's checking those legs, you're definitely gonna be feeling it a little bit more, especially when they add up to being like 2 or 3. That's a damn near combo.
Yeah, and that's the thing too, is the fear of his certain moves or his great attacks. The fear of the tackle also kind of accentuates the moves as well. It makes him that much scarier, that much stronger. Oh, nice back one too, with a great step right before that. El Tondo again.
Yeah, some good steps, but I can't help but wonder why is it that we're not seeing these electrics out of the sidestep? I know that he's more than capable of it. And it could be the nerves, could be the fact that he's down so big in his first game. Makes him kind of tighten up a little bit, but you become more dangerous in these situations if you're not afraid. So will we see some hell sweeps now finally with El Tondo being down? Like that's really, really good. Maybe next round. We won't need it this time.
Nice, able to close it out. Great punish there on the low. El Tondo finally on the scoreboard round-wise. Let's see what he does here as he goes into it now. Starting to open up, goes for the low into the while setting 1-2.
Even though he was down 2-0, definitely still a threat right now. It looks like he's favored to take this round. Yeah, you know what I mean, with the health bars being the way they are, and then once we get to that last round, anything's possible. The fact that he hasn't used, oh my god.
Oh my god.
He just delayed hop kick Marduk as soon as he entered Valley 2 though, so that was a lucky lineup. But yeah, the fact that he hasn't used Hell Sweep at all makes it so dangerous in the last round, because all you're wondering as Energy Marduk, if you're in his shoes, you're like, man, this guy hasn't done it all. Will he do it this round? Is he gonna do it? And
will he even do it at all? Am I gonna eat 4-4-3s instead? What's gonna happen?
It's incredibly scary to be in this position right now. Look at what he's going, 3 straight electrics. He's setting
oh my god, the one time he does it. Exactly. You were talking about it, Anakin. When is it gonna come out? And it came out, and unfortunately he lost half of his life.
Obviously, Energy Marduk was right there with us in that thought process. He knew. He's keeping track, man. And that's why he's the evil champion.
Uh-oh. No, back to the wall. He's gonna have to be careful. This is gonna hurt. He went for the launch.
Marduk on the wall.
Oh, he's dead. That sucks. He went for the drive, but he got counter hit a 4-3 for his trouble. But man, what a great opening match here between these two, Energy Marduk and El Tondo. I gotta give it up. That was a man with no fear there, going for that a 4-3.
As close as it can get, I mean, there aren't too many things that you can pinpoint as the reason why El Tondo lost that game, because they were back and forth with it all the way until they went to final round. And you could argue that it was clearly like the biggest moment was that Hell Sweep block. So is that something that is going to happen over and over again? Not really, just because the way you strategize around it, you didn't pull it out to the very end, and your opponent just happened to block it. So either he got lucky or he was right there with the predictions, and it is what it is. Stuff like that happens, but it was so close. You don't want to like come with changes that are too drastic. You might adapt yourself out of the match, right? With it being that close, again, look to the small things. Right before that game finishing situation happened with Kazuya going for the raise drive and Marduk being faster on that jumping knee, El Tondo actually missed out on an electric attempt. So if he did down 2, and when you see Machine player doing down 2, obviously they were going for electric. So you can't help but wonder if he had landed the electric block or hit, whatever, it would have connected, and that would have changed everything. He would have been sitting there as a Kazuya player with rage in neutral or whatever the case may be. So the small things. not
Yeah.
messing up your electrics. You know,
Great point that you bring that up because down two is you never do that as a Mishima player. Down one, yeah. If you're gonna do a low jab attack, it's always gonna be a down one. Oh, we're going to the Arctic Snowfall, so we have a much more open stage. This could be good for either one of the characters. Obviously, less damage output for Kazuya overall, and same thing with Marduk. But because it's the open stage, it gives both players more room to kind of back away from their opponent when they need to create space. That is, I think, the key that we're gonna have to kind of look out for. As far as grounded pokes, we're talking about the electric has really done work in the matchup so far. So I wonder what kind of approach is gonna be taken here from El Tondo as he goes, man. As I talk, he just tackles straight up.
I was gonna mention the tackle too. Like the one thing I like about going against Mark on the infinite stages is that if you have a really good backdash, you can create it's a situation where once Mark goes for the tackle, you can just simply backdash out of it and make it whiff. And if you guard that lower hitting part of the tackle, you can actually get a launch. So that's kind of the one thing that works for you when you have endless room to backdash and move around. But other than that, I feel like Marduk benefits a lot too because he can escape like the health sweep situation. He's never gonna get caught in that corner pressure.
Oh, he knew. He knew that while standing forward was the best and safest option. Was able to just take it away from him. Whoa, he got hit by the whole thing. Did he try to reverse the last hit? I'm not sure.
Probably didn't even think he was gonna do it.
Yeah, it just wasn't ready. And that happens sometimes with certain strings. I see it all the time with Steve's 1-2-1-2. People get hit by the last one.
Oh yeah, that is a real thing though, because he's got the peekaboo, he's got the low, he's got the flicker. Nice.
Good punish. That was great punish. Oh man, he's gonna close it out. That's done.
I don't know what El Tondo is doing, but that was the second time he did up forward 4 with Kazuya Dozuko tag move.
I have he's so ready for this. Like, yeah, you're not gonna get that mix up on me. There is no mix up. Let me take it away from you.
So you see things happening twice in one game, like over and over again. That means that Energy has the reads. He's got the timings. He's got things figured out where he's targeting things that are part of El Tondo's game and eliminating it more of 4-3s on the counter. And this deja vu, same thing that happened last game. He used it to close out this game. El Tondo didn't even get a chance to utilize the rage this time around. And when you're able to kill your opponent at that range where they don't even get to enter range and make a potential comeback, like you're doing it right there. So Energy Marduk, the champion, looking really good. He's gonna be taking on Joestar in the winners finals, and that was pretty dominant, man. He's looking like the favorite right now, right?
That last game was so quick. It was way too fast, and obviously he felt way more comfortable as they went into the second match. I feel like El Tondo didn't even have a chance. He's gonna have to try to redeem himself in the losers bracket, which I'm sure he can. But the thing is, Energy Marduk looks so prepared. And I mean that's why he's in our winners final now. He's going to go up against Gish Joestar, who we just saw a little bit earlier. As we travel now into the losers bracket, we have two matchups in particular. One between two players from Mexico. We got Divine Exorcist, who we saw earlier, going up against Lemus Alejandro. Then we have Villainskio versus Roy Tekken as well. So I think it'll be interesting to see who comes out from the losers bracket. I think it's going to be tough because again, we have the monster that's Energy Marduk waiting in the winner side, and that matchup between him and Gish Joestar is going to really set the tone. I mean, either one of those players going into the loser side is going to be scary.
Yeah, coming in from the loser side in the top 8, you're playing more than twice as many matches as the guys that get to remain in winners bracket, and that takes a toll on you. Like if you're playing these very close matches, I mean, it's gonna wear down, and once you get to the grand finals, you might not be the player that you were. You know what I mean? So yeah, guys, this is where we're at in the schedule. You see right there, this is Region 2, Central America. We are having the Masters events, 14 regions in all for the Tekken Online Challenge 2021, and we're going to be rolling through these online Master events, all the way through October. And with that, all this is going to lead up into the regional finals events that you see on your right side of the screen. All the regions, West Africa, South America, Philippines, Oceania, they're all going to have their finals events, and the details of those events haven't even been announced yet. So that's why I'm entering. I'm curious to see, like, I want to know what we're playing for at the end of the season. So you guys mark your calendars, take these dates down. If you live in any of one of these regions, you can still compete. You know what I mean? With the Masters events coming up and dojos happening, weekly. I mean, depending if you live in America, they're happening daily. And so, although we're not playing offline tournaments just yet, they are coming back. The Tekken Online Challenge is keeping definitely Tekken in the mix with the online tournaments. I think people are embracing it. I know Japan also has a lot of dojo events. Like if you are
they're cranking them out.
Yeah, if you're up at a certain part of the day, you can really watch some nice Tekken. I know like Chikarin, Nobi, Gen, those guys are definitely doing their thing out there though.
Yeah, a lot of players trying to qualify. Obviously, we have a huge influx of a lot of online tournaments, but it's not in every single region. So hopefully, if you guys have any questions, you can always hit us up on Twitter. Let us know what you can do. I mean, there's a little guide, of course, on how you could run your own dojo events. As Anakin said, you could run as many dojo events as you want, as long as you have people willing to enter. I think it's worthwhile to kind of cultivate that community around you, and maybe one of your guys can qualify for the Tekken Online Challenge regional events.
I mean, if you look back to 2 years ago, the last CWT that we had, that was like the first time we implemented the dojos, just having local tournament organizers be a part of the official tour. And that did a really, really good job of bringing in new players and just bringing out even old players who haven't competed in a while. They all came out to support their locals, because as your dojo grows in participation, the value of the points increases. So you know, having 100 players is going to make it worth way more than having 32 players or whatever. So we saw a lot of people work together, a lot of regions to create 96-player dojo tournaments, 100-player locals, which is something that, you know, I mean, if I told you 10 years ago that Tekken would have 100-player locals, I remember being grateful just to have like 16 players in a tournament so that we could actually have a tournament and run a bracket. But nowadays, you know, wherever you look, 100 players, 200 players, 150 players, so many players entering all over the world. And that is great testament to how well of a game, you know, it's been with the netcode online bringing regions together. I'm over there playing EU from time to time, you know what I mean? It's kind of crazy. So this is what we get, the Tekken Online Challenge, bringing all the regions together. And I wonder who, like, if we're gonna have another Artist of Nash like emerge, another, you know what I mean, just Abel del Maestro out of Peru. Like, we got a lot of players make a name for themselves just because they had that one chance to prove, you know, what they were made of. And this Tekken Online Challenge providing the entire globe, everybody pretty much has the opportunity to do just that this year.
Oh yeah. You know, there's been quite a few epic sets that we've seen from online tournaments throughout there. Do you have a particular one that kind of comes to mind for you, as far as, you know, just being a fan of the game, something that was exciting for you?
I really enjoyed it when Glaciating was playing in events and he was going against like Bin Chang. That was a really cool arc as well, as far as the North American front was concerned. And then, you know, over there in like Japan, Korea, anytime like you get those two guys going at it, playing exhibitions, I know that Bandai Namco tries to do that year round, where they have like that big Korea versus Japan event. And when they had that during the Tekken Online Challenge last year, when they had the kids, it was like Ghost Osan versus Gen and like Rangchu versus Chica. Like, those matches were super hype, you know, just with those Koreans like all met up and played at one location, and they were coaching each other. So that was really cool to see how the Tekken community adapted to the climate, the things that were going around the world. You know, we had to adapt to the changes, offline tournaments off the table, so we had to adapt, and to see the whole world respond, and here we are now. You know, it's really cool at the Tekken Online Challenge, man. Everybody's getting a shot.
What do you think? I have a question, just, you know, as a Tekken fan, what do you think about the kind of rise of Lydia's proficiency in tournament play?
Man, I feel like Lydia, players like Chicken Run Gen really showing us the potential of Lydia. And it's not like these are even their main characters. These are like the characters that they've been playing and they know that they're a threat with. But it's just that I mean, Arslan Ash just tweeted out today that she's a 100% legit tournament character. But it's just like, as a player, I just want to see it live in person at an offline tournament. So a lot of speculation, a lot of theories about how the game has changed over these past 18 months, and that is a long time, man. When you said this is a time skip, like we're in the future now, and I mean, and I don't know who's the best. I don't know what characters are good, what the strats are going to be, and everything like that. And that's why I'm so excited for next week coming up, Summer Jam.
Oh, you're going to be going, right?
I'm going to be going. The first big offline tournament in the States in quite a while. A lot of the big names are going to be there, including the EVO North American champion Shadow, the North American Tekken Online Challenge Masters champion. I think Joy Fury might be there, along with a lot of the other players who made a name for themselves throughout this entire 18-month period from playing online tournaments and everything like that. You know, that's another storyline that I'm really, really interested in, is that the ICFC did a really good job of creating a platform for online players to really go up against the proven, established legends and really taking them down. We've seen a lot of upsets throughout these online tournament series, and what that does is that, you know, of course, there's always gonna be the excuse, you beat me online or whatever, but now the storyline is offline tournaments coming back. We got a whole pool of brand new players, not just in America, but Europe and all over the world as well. that are hungry, just foaming at the mouth to get into an offline tournament to prove that they can do it no matter the environment.
Yeah,
That's
there's a group of guys that want to prove themselves, but there's also an old group of guys that want to disprove these guys that are trying to prove themselves. So it's going to be exciting. I definitely agree with you. We're heading to the arena for our next set of matches. And this one is interesting because I did not expect to see Lily. Did not expect
to see Lily for sure, but she received she was probably one of the big winners out of the recent balance patch. The developers acknowledged that this character is underused. A lot of people don't really like play anymore, and we're gonna give her huge buffs. And now she's got lows, she's got mids.
He caught up. Tried to block the low stomp. Jeez, Roy Tekken going in. I mean, yeah, I'm surprised that we saw Lily, but maybe even more surprised that we might not be able to see her the way that Roy Tekken is playing.
We ain't gonna see that much, is what you're saying. We didn't see Valencico play in his losers qualifying matches, but we did see Roy Tekken bring that aggression to the table. Like, so we already know what to expect. Is Valencico gonna be able to weather the storm? Roy Tekken, he's gonna bring those down back threes, he's gonna bring those lows, and
guaranteed.
The thing is, Lily, that front flip that she does is really, really strong against low. So if that lines up, she might be able to deter Roy from just going hand with those lows.
Well, big opportunity here. The wall splat wasn't ready for the resplat, and look at that slight hesitation there on the low. Roy Tekken able to take 2 rounds straight, but Valencico had a good opportunity there. It just timing didn't work out.
Okay, hop kick. This is a moment of opportunity. Wants to mix things up, keep Roy at the wall, but instead, somehow, his back was to the wall. And he's trying to work his way out of there while blocking these pokes as well. That's the thing. You want to move, but you're getting rushed down, so you want to move and block, That's probably the safest way to get off the wall. Don't try to just do too much of one. Don't try to just move. And don't try to just only block, because if you only move, you're going to get, if you only block, you're going to be there for a while.
Oh, yeah. Nice. Side step 1+2, trying to open up the pathway, and look at that, the Kenpo step. Reverse Kenpo step, counter hit.
That's the Roy Tekken right there, that down back three. I could tell that's his favorite move. Okay, Lily fighting for her life. Valencico, he's got the race drive, but her race drive is not the best, especially when you're up close. Better to use it from afar. Roy Tekken just doing what he does best, putting so much pressure on your opponent that they don't even have time to really get a good game plan down. Like I feel like Valencico is left with more questions than answers after the first game. That's really kind of the opposite of what you want it to be, right? After the first game, if you got beat down, you kind of want to be like, okay, I did this wrong, I did that wrong, but like you might still be at a loss.
Yeah, so that's the thing too, is like sometimes when you're playing in a set, like let's say it's a race to 3, right, or a race to 2, you have to be able to adjust so quickly if you want to even have a chance to kind of get out of this hole. And it was obviously very convincing there from Roy. He was able to win very quickly in the set and very dominant, I would say. So going back to the drawing board as a Lily player, you have to think now, am I going to switch characters? How do I approach the matchup differently? Do I kind of be a bit more aggressive and kind of take away the opportunities or the offensive flow for my opponent? But you have to do that all in such a short amount of time to get back into the game. And again, because it's the loser bracket, added pressure, because you're out of the tournament if you lose this next match.
Yeah. When we saw Roy Tekken in his qualifying match against Heisenberg, I mean, it was much more or less the same that we saw from Roy, but Heisenberg, on the other hand, was not afraid to kind of throw attacks of his own. He wasn't afraid to do his thing with Eddie. He was able to deal damage in quick bursts, but I think the pressure is just making Valencico fold. He's not able to initiate anything with Lily, so there's like, you can only go up, I feel like, from there. So
yeah, and Valencico is the current points leader for Central America. He's at 100 points right now. Okay. He's the guy that is at the top of the leaderboard. It's not going to be the same at the very end, so he needs to get as many points as he can from this top 8 to really solidify himself a spot for later this year. The kind of like what you were talking about, that breathing room. You got to make sure that you are able to be in a position where you can chill for a bit and kind of pace yourself throughout the rest of the season.
Yep. I mean, that's the thing about the tours and the points and everything like that. When you're at the top, you control like how everything goes. Like if you enter tournaments, you're gonna increase the lead, or you can just wait to see people catch up, where you might not even need to do any more work. They might not be able to catch up at all. Like the bigger the cushion, the more you just get to sit back and kind of watch everybody else fight for those points and tear each other up for a spot, right?
Anyways, going right into it, Roy Tekken up 1-0 right now in this race to 2 games. Well, he dropped the combo. He wasn't ready, but he goes for the full charge power crush.
Okay.
Oh, I like to see it so far. The aggression is shifting towards his favor. We're going downstairs.
Oh. Yeah, a little bit better from Lizico. He's quite active this time around. This is a situation same as last time where you don't want to get comboed if you're Lily, so you want to avoid that. And with the wall right there, Rage Drive is going to be huge. And you know, you don't want to backdash too much when the opponent has, like Fang especially, has a Rage Drive like that, because during backdash there's a window where you're vulnerable to getting hit with moves. So if you could just throw it out randomly and you get caught, and it's you know, it is what it is. That's what happened right there. Try to just hold
it's all
back.
about timing, and Roy Tekken's timing for the most part has been on point in this particular matchup. Uh-oh, counter hit, follow-up, nice sidestep attack. Let's see what Villain Sicko is going to do here. He does have a slight life lead, but he, again, has to be very careful. He can't be whipping like that. Oh, and you talked about that earlier, the advancing cartwheel, able to beat out certain lows, and it crushed that one, able to steal that round. So we're tied up on rounds here in game number 2.
Absolutely. So gets on the board with the round. I think he's gaining confidence enough to go for the Matterhorn after the sidestep. A Lily classic. Here we go, the wall. And he was aware of the wall. You saw how he tried to sidestep. I think he went the wrong way. He made it so his back's against the wall now. And look, he's bleeding out. I mean, Roy Tekken knows. He is an offensive mastermind. There he is, mixing up grabs and just keeping it rolling. Risk after risk. Sidestep forward. That was a move that he could have easily gotten blocked and launch punish for. But, you know, you gotta be willing. Gotta be willing to really keep your opponent on their toes. Nice jab out of the cartwheel float. That is the big weakness of that move. Since it's so slow, like if your opponent likes to throw out jabs, you will get loaded.
Oh, here we go. Stop the advance here. Roy Tekken 1 round away from sealing the deal here and eliminating Villain Sicko from the tournament.
Haven't seen a single forward 4 from Lily. Like, that's the big talk of the buffs. A mid move that's fast, great range, and the most importantly, keeps your opponent in check for not being too aggressive. We have been talking about Roy's aggression, how he loves to press buttons, and a couple of forward 4s on counter hit would definitely slow him down for sure. Intense moment right now. Roy trying to finish the set, not force a final game, while Valensico is just trying to survive. You know, the guy trying to survive is definitely going to try to extend it as much as possible. Bad situation though, and again, the grab gets through. Fang doesn't have the best grab mix-ups when he's face-to-face, so it's either 1 or 2, or 1+2, and yeah, you know, Roy Tekken has gone for that double break a few times. So I feel like Valensico should have been right there for the break, but he was not. And again, when the opponent's just pressing so much, doing so many different attacks, it's hard to keep up, and it can throw you off your game a little bit when it comes to those throws.
Definitely. You got to be on point, and unfortunately he was not, so he's now eliminated out of the tournament. So Villain Sicko, with his current leaderboard standings, he had 100 points, obviously, now getting a little bit more, but he's obviously going to be overtaken as we crown a champion here today. But you guys can look at the bracket to see kind of where we're at right now. Roy Tekken moving on. He will be fighting off against Kusanagi a little bit later on, and that means we're going to go to Lemes Alejandro versus Divine Exorcist. Winner of that match will be going up against El Tondo, who we just saw earlier on the winner's side.
I feel like those 3 players right there, Lemes, Alejandro, Divine Exorcist, and El Tondo. I mean, I'm not the most knowledgeable on the players out of that region, but I feel like those 3 are the names that I keep seeing, you know, coming out that region, representing at the tournaments, at the exhibitions, whatever. And unfortunately, they're gonna have to go through each other just to make it out into that loser semifinals. And I guess, you know, today it's gonna be a war of attrition. Lemes Alejandro, Divine Exorcist. That's gonna be the match that's coming up next, and then we'll be down to our final 6 players, man, whittling it down. And like we said, the points that you get from this tournament today, I feel like first place points probably has more points than everybody that's currently in the top 8 combined. Maybe.
Combined,
That's
yeah.
300 points, dude. You don't even have to enter any more tournaments, so somebody's gonna be very happy. On top of that, there's $1,000 for first place right here. I think this tournament, every Masters region tournament has a prize pool of $2,000, which really is a lot of money, especially if you're looking at some other regions as well, man. That dollar could be stronger.
Yeah, could go a long way. We're seeing some Claudio now. So we're seeing some Claudio action here from Divine Exorcist.
That's Divine's secondary character that Lars we saw him play, but he's also got the Claudio. And then I think he used Miguel on me too and almost took me out. So if things get bad here, we could see Miguel pop out. I wonder what the the player versus player experience is like. If these guys get a lot of training, or if they're from like opposing cliques. You know what I mean? Where they're somewhat rivals and everything like that. That's kind of like the dynamic that often gets left out when you got two players coming from the same region.
Oh yeah, and Mexico as a country is huge, so they could be either close to each other or they could be very far apart. I'm not too sure where exactly these guys are from geographically as far as the country goes. However, it'd be awesome to know that they obviously have run into each other in the past, because that obviously changes how you approach matchups.
I see it in the chat. Somebody stated these guys are related brothers. So this is the Shadow Junior of Mexico right here, man. These guys top players.
Divine is obviously the Shadow for sure.
Yeah, clearly. I mean, this is gonna be cool to see. I mean,
this is actually awesome to know.
Yeah, what's the saying? Like steel sharpens steel or something? Like when you got two strong players in the same household training, I saw Junior hit a huge power spike this past year with his Eliza. He's killed me the last two tournaments. Can't beat him anymore, man. And obviously, having Shadow in your household is a huge help to your improvement.
So we got the 20Z boys and we got the 20Z boys. Uh-oh. As we go into it. Oh, I thought he landed it. I thought that was a clear whip punish.
Both players very patient right now. They know they could, even Claudio with the lead right here could lose it one punch. Like 3 to pick up out of the handstand. That's the proper play. Good stuff from Divine. He's gonna go up big here in the first game. 2-0 rounds. Lem's trying to. That was a little mind game they played there. Obviously, that move was not punishable by the launch, but Divine ducked just because. I guess from their past history, maybe Lemus likes to go low after that. -10 move.
Follow up here. He has the wall. Oh, but a big counter hit. He knew a button was coming out. Goes for a mix-up instead. And a running need to follow up. Oh my gosh. That missed everything. The evasiveness from that back 3-3. Unfortunate there. Oh my god, everything is missing. What is happening here? Man. Lem is able to get around there. Yeah. 2 rounds to 1 in favor of Divine, but still, much needed round there. Wow. These guys are all over the place.
That's all you need. 2. 1 round sometimes.
Nice punish. Able to get some damage out of it. He does have Starburst available as well. Into the slippery kicks.
Divine was throwing out a lot of attacks right there, and Lemus was just sitting back, waiting for a good opportunity. Caught the relax, trip up. Here we go. This is a very tense position for both players. Eddie just outside of range. This really sucks because you don't have the damage buff, but you do have like the disadvantage of having very little life. So you can't even make. Oh, there we go. That was enough, and he kind of blew the race drive a little prematurely.
Oh, nice. Good sidestep 4. Able to close it out. Divine Exorcist taking that first game here. Still pretty close. It could have gone either way. You could tell by watching both of these players go at it that they have some nuance. They have some experience against each other by doing some things that are maybe outside of the box, a bit outside of the norm. So it was interesting to see how that kind of played in. But I wonder how it's going to change as we go into game number 2.
Just lots of kind of just Divine rushing it down. Lemus really trying to get a grasp of the match, try to figure out some tendencies, but I think he just took too long to get started, right? Was down 2-0, but then after that started looking really good. It's just that you want to avoid that slow start sometimes, because if you dig yourself such a big hole, then a lot of times, even no matter how good you play after that deficit, it might be too little too late if that 2-0 disadvantage is so huge. And if even though we saw Lemus turn it around, it was like the fact that Divine went up 2-0 gave him more time to kind of gather his thoughts and close the match out. That was a really good last round played by Divine. So back and forth as they go with the adjustments, maybe just a little more like activity from Lemus. A lot of times he was just like caught standing there watching Claudio in his face, and if Claudio knows that you're just gonna be holding, like straight up holding back, he could do a lot of things. He could do like running 2 to force pressure, and you guys are both still standing there, but this time after blocking running 2, Claudio has a huge advantage. We're going to proceed to the next matchup, or you could just go for a standard sidestep mix-up. So you want to stay active and keep Claudio guessing. If you don't want to make it too easy for him to get in, because he already has a really good enough time getting in with the running 2.
Round 1.
All right, guys. As you guys are tuning in, thank you for watching. This is the Tekken Online Challenge 2021, powered by Astro. This is the Central America region. Right now, we are in the losers bracket. We have Divine Exorcist going up against Lemes Alejandro as we try to find out who is going to be eliminated from the tournament and who will move on. Nice. All right, push some. Yeah, very close to the wall. But look at that. That sidestep 3 just switched the positions for him. Ooh, good punish.
Okay, uses his Starburst. Divine trying to work off the wall right now. And Lemon's just down to one hit. But the raise drive can seal the deal. The jab low kick, that's a move that people kind of just forget about with Claudio. A lot of characters in the game have that jab low kick, a move designed to kind of deal that last hit to steal the rounds, and it's not something that they do throughout the match, so it's easy to forget at the end of the rounds. When you see a jab, to kind of react and parry low. Unless it's like Asuka, you probably don't see it coming. Ooh. Back 3-3 again. That's the choice that Lemes likes when his back's on the wall. You know, Eddie players love that move really quick and can be confirmed, you know, relatively, you know, decently when you land that first counter hit knee. So go to the wall, we missed the dash. The Lemes, he could pay for this because his back's to the wall now, and here comes the infinite frame advantage for Claudio.
What?
Nice
He just blocked it?
So like I said, too much hesitation, too much respect from Lemes. He's, you know, giving his opponent a lot of credit right now for whatever reason. And he's missing out on a lot of opportunities where you got to be quick on the ball a lot of times because of it.
All right, tied up on rounds there, but that was an interesting sequence towards the very end there. He had a big block there on the side step 4, did not react or did not even try to punish it, but calmly and steadily he was able to get out of the corner and steal that round away. But man, Divine Exorcist now making him pay. This is going to be a perfect.
Yeah, and he holds the balcony break as well for this round. Could use it here, get a little extra damage. But so far, Divine Exorcist has been in the driver's seat, man, looking really, really comfortable. I'm assuming he's the big brother in this matchup. Nice blocks. The defense is there as well. Coming in, see Claudio just gets in really easily, whether it be running to or one of the moves he can use to mix it up. The dashing knee works as well. Really hard to get around if you're Eddie too. No sidestep.
Oh, looking at. Oh, that's a nice use of the rage drive. Has the wall as well. Sidestep attack.
Oh,
again,
no.
Nice low jab.
Oh no!
Ooh.
He's only got a pixel. Touch him. No. No.
Nice low parry.
Great. Yeah.
And you hate to see it, but Lemes Alejandro is out of the tournament, tied for 7th place. Divine Exorcist will be moving on. Great stuff.
Yeah, it was very, very like doable for Lemes. I just think too much hesitation. And sometimes he was quick to rush in, sometimes like at the wrong times. And right there, using the raise drive, he got caught. I think using the raise drive from far away range. When they block it a little bit closer, it's a little easier to get that straightforward mix up because you're closer to your opponent. But if you're already too far away, and especially if that first hit of the raise drive whiffs, it's like. It puts you in an uncertain situation because of how weird that Eddie race drive is. So he didn't really do a good job, Lemes, of setting up that race drive. Just rushed into it a lot of times, and that put him into not as good of a situation had he used it a little bit more up close. And I noticed that a lot with his race drive usage. So what that means is Divine Exorcist with the 2-0 will move on to fight a fellow countryman, El Tondo. And we're going to get these two matches coming up soon after a short break. We'll also have the winners finals coming up later. So yeah, guys, the first wave of winners is top 8 is in the books. These are the current standings, and we expect the Central American standings to really shake up after today.
Yeah, it's going to change quite considerably, and it's definitely going to change. But this is where it's currently at prior to us getting into today. So you can see some familiar names that we've seen throughout today's broadcast: El Tondo, Heisenberg, Divine Exorcist, Villancico. Aside from those players who already have points, we're going to have everyone else getting a ton more points, especially those in the top 3.
Yeah, I mean, Energy Marduk, one of probably the big favorite for this tournament, isn't even ranked in the top 8 yet. So imagine go from 0 to first place in a matter of one tournament. Like, that's what the Masters tournaments can do. I mean, a lot of stakes, a lot of pressure on these players. You know what I mean? We're gonna come to an end to this tournament soon, but you guys want to check out our new drop of Tekken merch. This is officially licensed Tekken merchandise, by the way, brought to you by Tenno Media, the guys that bring you the ICFC and a lot of other online tournaments, including this one. So you guys pull out your phone right now, scan your monitor, your TV, scan that QR code, or you can visit our site at 10-show.gg/merch. Again, this is the latest drop. We got the Brian Goodass Tekken, we got the Devil Jin, we got the second re-drop, the re-release of the Kazuya old school Tekken. This is right after he threw his dad off the volcano.
Smiles, all smiles.
It was so popular the first time around that we had to re-release it in gray and red. Also check out the site for some of the previous releases too. I know that like we had the Lydia, we had the Paul. I got the Paul. A lot of cool shirts, like the Leroy was a big favorite of mine. Check out the site or scan the QR code. And again, follow us here on the channel on Twitch if you haven't already. Also check us out on Twitter. We got the Tekken channel, BNE Esports on YouTube, also Tekken on Facebook if that's your thing. That way you can follow along on all the latest Tekken updates, including when the next time we're going to be streaming some of these Masters Tekken Online challenges, and of course, eventually the big regional finals, and plenty of online Tekken action to come throughout the rest of the year, all the way through to next year. Of course, Tekken Online Challenge is going to extend until 2022. So you guys think that the pandemic is going to slow us down? Well, you're wrong. Offline tournaments coming back next, guys, and more matches to come, of course. But first, a quick short break. Don't go anywhere, guys. When we come back, we're gonna have more top 8 action from the Tekken Online Challenge 2021, presented by Astro. Don't go anywhere, guys. We'll be right back.
Welcome back. This is the Tekken Online Challenge 2021 powered by Astro, and we're in the Central America region, smack dab in the middle of our top 8, and we're going to try to find out who will be crowned champion and, of course, get all those glorious points. But I want to give a big shout out to our friends over at Astro Gaming, the official headset and mix amp of the Tekken Online Challenge 2021. So lots of love to the Astro family. Anakin, how are you feeling?
Feeling good. So we saw some qualifying matches. We saw the first wave, at least, of the top 8 matches. Now we're down to our top 6. As we take a look at the bracket, these are the players that really have a chance to win the tournament, right? The near is in sight now, and as these guys progress in the bracket, especially those two in the winners finals, they're going to get more confidence that this is totally winnable. Joestar, Energy Marduk waiting, planning, strategizing as to how they're going to close out this tournament. Meanwhile, we got 4 players left in our losers bracket that we're going to see up next: El Tondo, Divine Exorcist, and then Kusangi versus Roy Tekken. That Feng Wei has been nasty today. So, and then after that, of course, we will wrap back up and watch our winners finals match. That will be best 3 out of 5. But yeah, a couple more matches, a couple more players to be eliminated, and after these next 2 matches, we're going to be down to our top 4. So you see, it's moving at a fast pace. Willing down the field, points are being awarded. This is the Tekken Online Challenge 2021 again. Yesterday was the North American, but we got plenty more action to go with the other regions as well. And the Central American region, though, is really, really looking to be strong with players like Roy Tekken, El Tondo. We got Energy Marduk, who we only got to see play one time. So really anticipating the return of that guy who not only, is a top player, but won the EVO Online Tournament Series a week ago.
Actually, I got to tell you, I'm really excited to see more of El Tondo play. His Kazuya earlier, I mean, obviously he ran into a very difficult matchup with Energy Marduk, but he definitely did work in that particular matchup. In the opening game, it could have gone either way, but I'm excited to see his run through the losers bracket to see if he can get back into grand finals later on. But obviously it'll be interesting to see. I mean, I just like Mishima play. I'm an old school player, so I want to see how that plays out.
I'm wondering if he'll even switch off Kazuya and maybe go to like Heihachi or something like that. If, as a Mishima player, you're able to play them all. You have that one you like, but sometimes on any given day, it might not be the one that you're feeling that much, and you might go from Kazuya to Heihachi and have better results. And that's definitely a common theme with Mishima players. You just don't know which one is going to work out for you that day. I don't know how El Tondo is feeling about his characters now, but the match that he had against Energy Marduk was really, really, I guess the first one at least was pretty close, right? He just failed to make the adjustments in game 2. But he was right there with our favorite in the tournament. So couple of tweaks to his game, couple of adjustments, and he could be right there back on the losers finals. But yeah, a lot of good players, and if Divine Exorcist has something to say about it, he's gonna be putting up a good fight. I think that'll be our first match coming up. So more than likely, Divine Exorcist, we saw him play Lars. We saw him play Claudio, but I do think it's going to be Claudio that he brings out against El Tondo, just because that hop kick could do really good if El Tondo misses spaces in electric or any type of move. You know, that hop kick is fast enough to catch, and it's something that I've been hit with a lot, you know, by the North American Claudio players. So I just kind of know that that's a move that you really want to look out for if you're playing as Mishima characters.
Definitely gotta keep your eye out on it. And Kusanagi with the Hwarang again, going up against Roy. We're going to Island Paradise.
Oh, gonna do Kusanagi and Roy Tekken. All right, we've seen this stage a lot today, actually. I know,
Yeah,
this
man.
is like the third time that we're back on it. Pretty cool, especially when you go downstairs, especially when you get that final round transition with the background, the sun setting. Pretty cool, man. Brings back a lot of memories too, with the top part song being a stage from Tekken 5, and then the lower level even going further back in time to the Tekken 4 beach stage. So a blast from the past. So I'm always down to watch or play Tekken matches on this stage.
Yeah, it's crazy too. It's a double throwback. That's what I think a lot of us didn't realize when we first saw the stage, but once we heard both tracks, we knew. Man, that was quick. That was a first round perfect. Not just that, it was a super quick round. That was crazy. Roy Tekken already.
Roy Tekken formula, just low pressure, and a lot of times finished around with the double break grab. Even the middle of the round's fine too. Roy Tekken, you know.
Damn, he almost had a double perfect here. Uh-oh. Hit him with the big Raha, the follow-up.
With Kusanagi, it's like he really doesn't get activated till he's losing in the match, right? When he fought against Joestar, it was like Akuma would win 2 rounds, Geese would win 2 rounds, and then Kusanagi would start doing work. So here we go, same situation. Roy Tekken off to a huge lead, and just gotta get up and start playing some defense, man. That's the start of a comeback being made. But again,
He is going in, man. We might as well give him 3 perfects for that one. But that was such a one-sided game. I feel like Roy is forcing Kusanagi to go back to the drawing board. He has to do something. He better start using the punches with Hwarang or something instead of the kicks. The kicks weren't working.
And it goes that bad for you. Pretty much, you just want to come to the next match with a completely new game plan. Don't do anything that you thought was going to work in one, because obviously it's not going to work. And again, you want to pay attention to what your opponent was doing as well. We saw a lot of throws, a lot of pressure with those throws, those lows. So Hwarang doesn't have like launching attacks out of when he blocks like a low or something like that. So he has to figure out which punisher am I going to do if I block down back 3? Which punisher am I going to do if I block down 2? He has to get his punishers in order, because Hwarang's while standing punishment can be kind of weird sometimes, not the best. So a lot of things he needs to solve and get down. And the good thing about the online tournaments is that there's a big break in between the games. You're not really forced or to go jump straight back into rematch or anything like that. You got to go through that long lobby of people or whatever. So a little bit of extra time to think, and that's what I think Kusanagi could use right now. Like, it went really bad that game, and just got to come with drastic changes this time around. And you know, don't wait to go down 2-0 rounds or whatever before you start activating, right? You want to have that bloodlust from the beginning. Like, I can relate to having those slow starts. It cost me a lot of tournament losses, and you know, once you get around that problem, you'll notice like, this didn't need to happen at all in the first place. I could have just had a different mindset at the start of the rounds. Like, it has to do something with your mentality, I think. Starting off, as we go to game 2 at the Mishima Dojo.
Oh, look at that. Starting off with the Flamingo sidestep. But man, a big counter hit again from Roy Tekken. Roy has been doing so well at implementing his lows. The lows have been working out in such a great way for him. Not just that, he always finds the opening because of those lows to get more combo damage and forces his opponent to the wall. He's been keeping Kusanagi. I mean, Kusanagi moved by the wall. That's where he lives now. Since the start of this match, that is where he resides.
I really appreciate
the
fact that like our guy Roy is just not afraid to throw every attack in the book at his opponents. Like, you know, he doesn't need to balance anything. He just only has the on button right now, and that's really cool to see. Not a lot of players really can make that style really work. Like, I think of Nobi when it comes to like all offensive type players.
Oh
he's probably
my
the
gosh.
Best. Okay.
Yeah, you're right. I agree with the Nobi analogy that you just made. Yep. But man, Kusanagi was finally able to get around. But oh wait, this is a big opportunity. Big counter hit. He's gonna get wall damage as well. Never mind.
Don't drop him. You know, it could be tough with online. A lot of other factors come into play, and also you're in a tournament right now. This is top 6. This is a Masters event. Tekken Online Challenge. I mean, the first time I really probably Central America has been featured in this capacity here on the Tekken channel. That's
no way. He flamingo stepped back. That obviously hurts.
Still alive. The race drive. Tough. 1-1. I mean, it just gives you no time to think about what you want to do. Right there, if Kusanagi could have just had some breathing room, could have walked up, did the race drive, and potentially ended the round with the Oki. But, you know, there's just the pressure that just never gives you an opportunity. So whenever you do get a knockdown like this, or whenever you do get Roy Tekken's back to the wall, you do want to go all out, because if he ever gets a moment to breathe, then he's going and he ain't looking back. So
wow, 1-1-3-3 to end it.
Nice. I mean, these guys both like using unconventional strats. Unconventional. We got that low right there. And Kusanagi, for the first time in this game, has the lead. This is a great position to be in. Especially Roy Tekken opted not to go for the shoulder. He wasn't confident that it was going to hit, although it would have.
Kusanagi with the lead. Oh, no, he has to be careful.
I've seen this before. Roy Tekken is super clutch. Kusanagi should be careful, guys.
No, that's not going to hit.
Yeah, discipline. Waited it out, even though Horan came in with the running 3, which gives a lot of advantage, and a lot of times, you know, with the advantage, you're going to press it and you're going to continue attacking, and Roy Tekken knew that. That's why he wasn't afraid to take that risk on the Rage Art. It paid off for him in a previous round, so why not go for it again? But the fact that Kusanagi backed off there shows that he's willing to balance it out, you know, keep your opponents guessing. When I got advantage, I might block, I might attack. I know you as a Fang player, you got the backstep Kempo, and last round you just blew me up with the YOLO Rage Art. So I'm going to be more careful, especially when my life is on the line. And thanks to that, he earned himself 1 game, 1-1 now with a fresh start, new game, new stage, new everything, and anyone's game at this point. Even though, you know, for a good majority of this set, it looks like Roy Tekken has been in control now.
He was in control for most of the set. Very much like you said, most of the set. However, I feel like it was that learnings from that previous match where he got blown up by the Rage Art when he was, you know, stuck in stance. This time kind of put the same type of mentality into his opponent where, like, I think he's going to press a button, but this time he just held back and it worked out for him at the very end. And sometimes it's all about how you clutch it out at the very end. And that obviously worked out for Kusanagi. So now, tied up 1 game apiece, we go into our final game where, again, this is loser's bracket action. Loser of this will be out of the tournament, tying themselves in 5th place.
5th place, not too bad, very respectable. They'll be going away with some money and some points for their efforts, but you do want to continue, because once you reach this point, you're really only 2 or 3 wins away from winning the whole tournament. This is going to be the final game played on the Howard Estate. Again, 3 breakable walls. I feel like Hwarong is a killer on this stage just because he's got nice wall carry, and once he gets to the wall, he doesn't even have to break it. He could do huge damage without it, so I don't know. We'll see what happens. This is Roy Tekken's pick as well. He wants to beat Howard Estate. Okay, starting off, Kusanagi looks a lot more comfortable now because he is going toe-to-toe with Roy in terms of swinging, going in, you know. Nice punishment on the 1-2. I mean, he was on the ball right there with the back 3. It's 1 frame slower than your standard big launcher, so
oh my god, he caught him.
Punches was nice.
What? Oh my, that sequence, he had it locked and loaded in his mind. Down 4-3, safe on block, backswing blow, but unfortunately he hit him out of the air.
Yeah, it's either that, or you know how sometimes you're holding back because you try to block and then you go forward with like a jab or something. They do that back forward 1 move.
Yeah,
so maybe he thought
gets buffered in.
Yes, it's crazy. So how like the commands and moves can work against you sometimes.
Ooh, nice one, counter hit. The follow up.
He got it right back, made up for it. He was like, I failed, but as long as I succeed the next time, I can forgive myself. Okay, power crush.
Right through the jab as well into Peacekeeper. The follow up. Now Kusanagi obviously fighting with a bit different of an attitude than he did in this opening match. Oh, they tried it. Oh my gosh, and the back turn launcher works.
He's got the lead in the set, Mark. This match is a completely different feeling to it now.
But they trade blows and he loses. Right now, Kusanagi 1 round away from taking this. And I mean, Roy Tekken, the way this all started, I would have put all my channel points on Roy Tekken, the way things were going.
Here we go.
It was so dominant.
Yellow mark 60% right off the bat for Roy. He wants to at least go to a final round, but at the start of this round, there was a huge momentum wave for Kusangi. He was able to just shut down Roy Tekken.
All these whips. Oh my.
Counter hit.
All right, here we go.
Yeah, he did the Nashy low shoulder to the the tailspin. That's that 2018 tech. Okay, got back
final round. What's gonna happen?
He's trying to enforce that.
Oh no! Do you not know it? Okay, good patience.
Oh my god! This is a lot of damage, Mark. And he loves the wall position. He's not afraid of the side step 4. I would be careful because Kusangi could lose very quickly here. One more hit. And there it is.
We haven't seen him use that much of that evasive punch, but he made it count at the very end. Great call out there from Roy, and Kusanagi is out of the tournament.
I feel like that's like a trait of a very seasoned Fang player, just not really using the up forward 2 until it's like to win the match or to win the round or whatever. That's like something that if you are a new Fang player, you're not gonna have that ability. You're not gonna have that in your blood. But with experience, like that's a clear sign right there that Roy Tekken, like he had, there are plenty of times, like almost after everything that gets blocked or whatever, you can just throw it up for 2. But the more you throw it out, the more your opponent's gonna try to step the opposite way in those situations to get a really nice punish. So to hold off to it till the end, kind of how we talked about the hell sweep, it doesn't even have to be like a big risk move like that for something like up forward 2. That's so tricky. It's probably most lethal when you use it like in those final moments where the value of that 10-15 points that you get is going to make a bigger difference on the health bar that he has left, rather than using it at the beginning. When they got the full life bar, it goes down a little bit, doesn't really matter. But when they got a little bit of life left and you cut it in half or you kill him with that move, like that's where you get the value. You make that optimal use of that move. But man, L4 2 has always been an annoying move to deal with from Fang ever since he got it, right? Man, I hate that move.
All right, so Roy Tekken, of course, moving over to loser semis. In our losers quarters, there's another match here. We have El Tondo versus Divine Exorcist. El Tondo, we saw earlier playing against Energy Marduk. He was really showcasing some of his Mishima skill with Kazuya, but now he has to deal with Divine Exorcist. And is he going to use Lars? Is he going to use Claudio? Or is he going to even maybe use Miguel? Because you mentioned he uses that character as well. It seems that he does have a few options as he goes into this matchup.
Have been Miguel just to go against like my Jack, like Jack might have struggled or something like that, but he was giving me a lot of problems on the Miguel. I thought we'll see it this time around, but the Claudio looks really, really nice, right? Just a very fundamentally sound Claudio. We see how that style can really work out, right? Shadow is just a defensive, wizard. He'll sit there, play defense, but also do his running twos, do his hop kicks. And at the end of the round, that's where he does his best. Like he has that comeback potential with the rage drive and everything. So you just gotta play by the rules with Claudio, and you're already putting yourself in a good position to win. So I think that's what he'll start off with. The time that we saw him use Lars was really just to test out his opponent and to see if they were familiar with the matchup. And we get Eddie. Interesting.
Wow. All right.
Yeah.
More.
I was like, wait, who's playing? I had to question myself. I was like, who's playing again? This is the third different player today in the top 8 using Eddie. I wonder, is it because he wants to punish down back 4?
I mean, we'll see. I mean, there has to be a reason. This is now the third character we've seen him use throughout today's broadcast, so I'm sure there's a reason. It's not as high ranked as his other characters, so you can tell he doesn't play him as much online, maybe, at least in ranked. Anyways, gonna go pushing towards the wall. Went short.
Not down back 4. Probably wants to like go under the electrics with side step 4 or something. I don't know. Could be one of those things. Both players from the same country, they might have played a lot. It might be like a weakness of El Tondo, right? He can go into relax a lot and make it challenging for Kazuya. His best move probably to get Eddie out of relax would be like, maybe down 4-4 or 4-4-4, but doing a dash move just makes it so the move comes out a little slower. It takes a little more time to come out.
Okay, goes for the low, the follow-up here. Gets the wall, but the side wall stun doesn't really get him any more damage. And here we go, Divine Exorcist. Really putting on the pressure, but now he's in a bad position. Oh, he really went for the big kick. How are you gonna deal with it? That's the question. Nice whiff punish. About even on life, both of these players looking for an opening and a big whiff punish here.
This is the situation where you don't want to get comboed. You gotta hold back. You gotta be careful.
Yeah. Good stuff. Divine Exorcist just like that, 2 rounds straight here.
Yeah, crucial whiff from El Tondo. Bad time to whip a low kick.
I feel like there might have been some experience here before, because I mean, look how effective the Eddie is so far against El Tondo.
Very, very
It's
effective.
very one-sided from what I'm seeing so far. Okay, here's the follow-up here while standing forward into the screw. Minimal damage because he was in sort of an aerial state there. But look at this. Things are just landing here for Divine Exorcist. Oh,
man.
this is big. He might be able to close it out here if he does the right combo.
It is.
There it is.
It is going to be death 3 rounds straight. I don't know what it is about El Tondo and just being, you know, like the Kazuya players always have that ability to go wild with the hell sweeps, where they hell sweep, 4-4, like it just goes on and on. They're like, that's Kazuya's little vortex. And I know that it comes with great risks, but we haven't seen him. We saw him try to do one hell sweep, it got blocked. It might have done like mental damage because of that. Like it's not on his radar anymore. But a huge part of Kazuya, and lows are a little harder to break today. We see it. Why not bust out some hell sweeps? Just because a move gets stuffed once, twice, whatever it may be, it wasn't even the same player that he got his hell sweep blocked from. And even when it did get blocked, the one time he did hell sweep, it could have been a lucky block. So you don't want to, like, you know, shut down a part of your game so easily. Like you don't want to surrender a big tool in your arsenal just because it got blocked one time. But it does happen because, you know, mentally you're worried about what's just happening at the time. And El Tondo just got his hell sweep blocked. I think that's playing a big part in his decision making when it comes to using that move. I would like to see a little bit more, but I think that Divine Exorcist is also doing a really good job though. But credit to him, just doing a good job keeping Kazuya out, throwing out keep out moves when he senses Kazuya kind of getting thirsty. But then he's also able to sit back and capitalize on whiffs with Eddie's long range Punisher. That's one thing that Eddie does really, really good, is that he has that deceptive move down forward 3+4. I don't know what it's called, but the range on that is crazy. You remember it like back in Tekken 5 DR, Spirogen, using that move to punish everything, dude. Even like death and stuff. So that's like definitely some legacy skills that we're seeing out of the Eddie from Divine Exorcist right now.
Anyways, we are going to our next stage of battle. Right now, man, it's not looking good for El Tondo. That was a very convincing 3-0 to his opponent, but again, you got to give him the benefit of the doubt here. There was a reason why he got into top 8 on winner's side. I'd like to see him be able to perform, but Divine Exorcist is just looking so strong right now.
It's just a big hassle to get in on an Eddie player, man, because anytime they get a huge amount of space, like even though he doesn't sidestep, one of his most important keep out moves and neutral moves come out of the sidestep 3+4. It's got such a weird, like, you know, hitbox and animation to it that you get caught up just like taking the wrong forward. Like if you take one extra forward step and he's doing that move, you might get caught, right? And it's also very, very hard to even punish. A lot of times impossible. So that's going to be like step number 1, getting around that move. And that's why, like, maybe he's not, you know, comfortable going for the hell sweep, because he could get caught before he even gets a chance. That's the move I'm talking about right there.
Man, you know, you were talking about earlier that you feel like maybe because he had that hell sweep blocked earlier, not even in the same set, that it kind of put some weight on his decision to use it or not use it. And, you know, earlier on against Divine Exorcist, he had, oh my God. Yeah, he went for their too little too late, obviously already blocking, but man, his hell sweep and his electric off is two of the most important tools that El Tondo has. He hasn't really been able to utilize them because he got launch punished for both.
Yeah, signs of life for El Tondo. Gets a combo,
there you go.
Combos.
No.
He's working on 6 rounds straight, man. I would like for El Tondo to get on the board. Sometimes it's what you need to kind of get your head back in the game, and you'd be surprised how easy it is to just forget a big part of your game. When you're in the heat of battle, you're in a tournament match, you might forget like an entire part of your game. A lot of times you even told yourself or reminded yourself that was going to be your strategy coming in, but once you get in the groove of things, you just start defaulting to your things that you're used to doing, and you don't make those adjustments that you say you're going to make. Like that happens more than you think, so it could be part of what we're seeing here.
Yeah, sometimes reverting to comfort is what ends up being, you know, the default for us.
Yeah,
but right now, he has his work cut out for him right now. El Tondo on the verge of rage here, but he has a big life deficit. Oh, this could be it. Down to 3.
Yeah.
There it is.
Except 3+4,
there it
man.
is.
It's just, it makes you hesitate. It makes you like, you can't do moves that take too long to start up. And that's what I'm talking about. Like the stuff that comes out of the crash dash, you have to close distance with the crash dash. If it's hell sweep, if it's electric god fist 4-4-3, you have to like take a leap of faith and get in your opponent's face in order to get in range. And If he's just sitting back doing sidestep both kicks, it makes it really hard to predict when they won't do it and when the opening will happen. And then of course there are the handful of other moves that he could swap out as well, where he's got a forward four now that tracks. He's got that big old elbow. So many things that he's done really good at, keeping El Tondo out. That match, that was kind of the name of the game, man. Threw off the man's rhythm, and rhythm is very, very important when it comes to playing a Mishima player.
Yeah, let's take a look at what's going to be happening for the rest of the season. We have a bunch of different regional events that are going to be happening for our online master event series, happening from now, which is this exact weekend, all the way up until early October, where we're going to close it out with our 14th region in Japan. After that, we're going to go to our regional finals events, where we invite the top players from each one of these regions point-wise to be able to battle it out towards the end of the year. So there's a lot of Tekken happening between now and early 2022, man. 2022 already? Can you imagine that? But of course, it's crazy. Yeah, if you want to participate in these events for the online master event series, they're obviously open for each one of these regions to enter. So make sure you guys check out all the details on TekkenWorldTour.com for more information on how you can sign up and be part of these events.
Yeah, and I would like to see more people just step up, maybe throw a tournament or make it a dojo. It's very easy to get approved through the Tekken Online Dojo portal. So if you've already been throwing online tournaments for your community, just go ahead and make that a part of the Tekken Online Challenge. Earn some points, you know what I mean? Even if you just earn 1 point, it feels good to say that, I got myself on the leaderboards of a professional, Tekken Online circuit. So that's what a lot of people are playing for too, just to see how they can stack up to the big dogs. But that's what I love about online, man. You got more players who are able to compete, because they don't have to put down the cost of travel and of competition and everything like that. But man, they could just play from their living room, play. And another thing is that they don't get as nervous as they do in live tournaments. So we're seeing a lot of people able to play up to their potential a lot more often without like nerves coming into play, like they do in the offline tournaments. So definitely a lot of a different dynamic for sure when it comes to playing in online tournaments. I gotta get my routine down, man, because I have yet to win a major online tournament. I'm in a bad streak right now, but I'll have more chances. I'll be looking out for dojos to enter, and so just should everybody else watching at home, man. People in certain regions, such as like North America, Japan, are really, really embracing the Tekken Online Challenge, and there's opportunities to win points every single day of the week.
Oh yeah, there's like you mentioned, especially from Japan, because Japan in the past hasn't really been the region that would have a lot of dojo events, but that's changed completely over the course of this recent year. So it's nice to see that more and more events are popping up. So good stuff there.
Too, because Japan was one of the regions where when console first dropped, a lot of the players stuck on to playing with console, and they didn't really make that transition to PC, kind of like a lot of players around the world did. But right as all the players started getting on PC and making that the standard, in comes the Tekken Online Challenge, so it works out properly that now all the top players, who before they might have been on PlayStation, they can all play on PC now. Everybody in Japan's got a PC. So I think that has a lot to do with the participation levels being really, really high out there for the Tekken Online Challenge. Not to mention we got regions like the Middle East, the European regions, Southeast Asia, Oceania. I mean, Australia has a really strong like Tekken scene and everything like that.
For the longest time they've had a really strong scene.
Absolutely. Korea definitely in the mix as well. So as the year comes to an end, we're going to be having masters, regional finals, all sorts of big tournaments, big events here for the 2021 Tekken Online Challenge. They're powered by Astral. So you guys definitely want to follow us here on the page and on Twitter, everywhere, so that you know when the tournaments are going down. Like if you saw the schedule that we had earlier, mark those dates down. Again, the website is TekkenWorldTour.com if you want the full details, the full information. This tournament today has a $2,000 prize pool. I didn't even know that these tournaments would have like such a big prize pool. Going into, I was just in it for the points, and I was like, oh damn, first place gets $1,000 like just for playing online. That's pretty sick. And we got tournaments like the Intercontinental Fight Club happening every Wednesday, in the Asian, the North American, and the European region. So
Gee, I wanted to ask you about that. So you're obviously here doing commentary with us. You were playing in the tournament yesterday. You've been doing probably more commentary than you ever have the past year. I see you. You're a regular for ICFC for the Europe region. How are you liking being able to watch and analyze and talk about the play, and even in a casual setting. And this is a little bit different. 2 people doing commentary versus 4 people doing commentary. How do you like being able to kind of just talk and geek out about the game the way that you do now?
Really liked and appreciate the fact that I got a chance to be a part of the commentary team for the ICFC. The fact that it happens really late in the North American side for my time zone means that I'm not able to participate late into the night since I go to sleep early. But before I started commentating the ICFC European region, I thought I had an idea of who the best players were, and that's because I visited way back in 2011, and I remember all the names and faces of the people that I played against. But since then, I forgot. I didn't realize that Europe also experienced that Tekken 7 boom. Back like maybe 5-6 years ago, you probably could name a lot of the players, most of the players in your scene, in your region. But nowadays, there's so many players that you don't know. Like when you go to your local, there's like half the people you don't know. They're all brand new players. Tekken 7 is their first game, and I forgot that happened in Europe. So after commentating now like several months of this tournament out in Europe, I'm really seeing the deep talent field, the pool of players that are just super strong and kind of new and younger. They have their 18-year-olds, their 19-year-olds, out there in Europe, and that's like I got the pleasure to seeing a lot of those guys play. And I talked about the Russian players who kind of made a guest appearance one season. So a lot of things changed since I last followed the scene over 10 years ago.
We're going to winners final. This is going to be a race to 3.
Race to 3, and we haven't seen these guys play in a while, but it is Joestar versus Energy Marduk. Energy Marduk, I would say, is the favorite of this tournament. He just won the big Evo regional tournament a couple of weeks ago, and he's on fire, man. He's taken down JDCR at live tournaments. He's been around for a while. See, Tekken 7 is not his first game. Energy Marduk has been an online staple for a few Tekkens now.
All right, here we go. Nice tackle. Keeps him in the corner. He's going to have to guess here on Oki what's going to happen. Oh, nice spring kick into the conversion.
Side roll spring kick is something that a lot of people are not even aware that they can do. After side rolling, you don't always have to get up. You can side roll, hold down and stay down, or you can side roll spring kick. And
right through the rage drive? Yo, Geese Joestar is bringing the fight here to Energy Marduk. He's like, he's your favorite? Nah, I'm your favorite.
No Akuma this time either, and he wants to probably avenge his friend El Tondo, who lost to Energy Marduk, his fellow countryman. So, Energy Marduk has been, taking out Mexican players left and right, and in winners finals, he's gonna have to get past one more who's looking to avenge his comrades.
Oh, here we go, Python explosion.
He timed the ground grab a little too early there, and now it's back to the wall, but he does have the life lead. He's staring down a Geese Howard who's hungry to get that knockdown though. Anyone's game. The jump, that's gonna do it. Yeah.
Good stuff, I like it. Right into the Rashomon. Gonna be able to close it out with this Rage Art, but look at that, 2 straight rounds for Geese Joestar. And Geese Joestar, we saw his Geese earlier. It was a bit sloppy compared to his Akuma, but it looks like he might have gone into practice mode between now and then because he is looking really sharp now as we go into this winner's final match, opening match.
Yeah, now that slow Geese Howard medicine jump, it's gonna be a huge factor right there. That jump, the last round, it stuffed the tackle attempt. And a lot of the lows that Energy Marduk throws out can lose to that move as well. So I think that's going to cause hesitation on his part on trying to find the timing for attack between lows. Working on 3 straight rounds for Joestar. I mean, that was a shocker to me. I didn't expect that, but
I lost all my channel points. If we were betting on single games, I would have lost all of them. That is crazy. Did not expect that 3-0.
In Energy Marduk's defense, though, when he played in his top 8 winners bracket match, first game was very close. Second game, he made the adjustment and destroyed his opponent. So second game Energy Marduk is definitely more dangerous than first game Energy Marduk. And so if he gets beat up the second game, then my eyes are really going to be like, okay, well, let's pay attention to this Joestar guy, because the fact that he struggled in his opening set against Kusangi does not mean that we should count him out, right? 1-0 is a great start to taking down this this favorite, right? If you're the underdog, go up first game, great.
You got to believe the cult of Marduk is always strong. Sometimes you don't have the answer in front of you, but sometimes you just got to tackle. Sometimes you just got to go to VTS and hope for the best.
Yeah, the one time though that Energy Marduk did go for the tackle, it got stuck.
He got bopped.
So, the same question now. It's like the one time you try to tackle whatever, it gets stuffed. Are you gonna have some resolve and continue sticking with the game plan, or are you gonna be phased mentally?
just because your opponent seemingly had it figured out, right? But whether it's one thing to believe in like yourself or not believe in yourself, but also, do you believe in your opponent? Do you believe that he is that good, or do you believe that he got lucky? And these are the questions that you gotta ask yourself in between the games, and that'll dictate how much more respect you're gonna grant them in
Bro, he started off with a banger. That 1+2 right away, man. His timing is really getting Energy Marduk.
He's doing what Energy Marduk does to other people, like rushes them super down.
Oh, no throw break. This is going to be big. He has the wall here. What's he going to go for? Goes for the mid.
I'll cut the combo short.
Yo, did he find out something? That he can't break throws? Did he find it out?
He goes for it again by the end of this round, yes. he's definitely, hold on.
That was sick. Okay, like you said, maybe it just takes a little bit of a fine-tuning, some adjustment, and maybe Energy Marduk's ready to explode this energy drink all over him.
Okay, he's gonna have to face some wall pressure though. Geese really good at carrying coast to coast. So gets up. Let's look at the mix up. He's not gonna duck there. Not that early in the match. Okay. Incorrect parry timing, but even with the parry, he could have break into throw. So, like you said, it might be a weakness of Joestar that the throws are getting through.
Oh, you can't break that one, not in the air.
And you get a little extra too. Like you catch him at the air. Like that's just, you didn't even expect that. That was like bonus.
But it's apparent now that Energy Marduk is testing him. The amount of grabs that he's going for has gone up by 3 times. In that round alone, he went for so many grabs.
And
he's testing him now.
Okay. If I'm Energy Marduk, I would need to be convinced. Like that's 3 successful attempts versus 1 break. So 75% success rate. Okay, it just went from 75 to 80.
Yeah, and he's switching up the breaks now. He is turning things up here. Look at the round lead, and oh man, he got it. He definitely got 3 rounds straight. What an answer here to Geese Joestar. So Energy Marduk tying it up 1 game apiece. But again, this is a race to 3. You cannot count out your opponent yet. Do not count your chickens until they're hatched. What's going to happen here? What adjustments are we going to see? I mean, from you from a player perspective, you just won 3-0. You lost 3-0 the following match. What do you do adjustment-wise? What do you think of as you go into this next match?
I'm very, very concerned about this glaring weakness of lower grab breaks. So I'm not entirely familiar with Joestar's grab breaking history. You know what I mean? Like if I had games with him, I know. So I'm not sure at this point if that was just a really, really bad streak of getting grabbed a lot, or he actually can't break grabs. And if it's the latter, that's a very, very concerning problem because your opponent figured you out. You can't break grabs. And since you can't break grabs, your best bet against it, if you know it's coming, is to try to duck it. And that's way more risky. And that's kind of like the disadvantage of not being able to break grabs, especially against like those king players and stuff. It's because you're gonna have to resort to ducking a lot, and that's where Energy Marduk starts incorporating those jumping knees. He's gonna start tackling you. If you get more defensive, he's gonna get more aggressive, and that just kind of turns the match upside down completely. Joestar seemed to be the one that was going in a lot, and that helped him secure game 1 in crazy dominant fashion. But now Energy Marduk has figured something out that he can really exploit. And are you going to tighten up and break the grabs like you should be able to, or are you going to have to start ducking?
I wonder if he's considering even trying maybe Akuma. Akuma inherently may be a little bit tougher to throw just because his ability to be in the air more, but also just the active range that he can play at. Either way, it'll be interesting to see what happens here in this matchup as they are both tied up 1 apiece here. Geese Joestar versus Energy Marduk.
Yeah, because if a Marduk goes for a grab and Akuma is doing like say a 1-1 or a down or a double low punch, that could actually catch him counter hit, because in Tekken 7 you can counter hit throws.
Yep. Oh, here's the tackles. They're starting to come out. Oh, and the conversion. Oh, second hit of the explosion pops him.
The anti-air second hit, that was pretty cool to watch. Nice.
Starting to build meter. Oh, there you go. He's done. Big risk. He got away with that low from the quarter circle back to quite a few times already, but this time obviously getting block and launch punish, kind of sealing that option away. Energy Marduk taking that round. Big stuff.
Yeah, if you're Joestar, really, you just have yourself to blame for that. When you took matters into your own hands, tried to force an early end to the round, you didn't really even need to go for that. Right? You could have just played it normal and straight
he's
up.
Going for these big parry reads.
They haven't really worked out as much, I think. to the wall, but it's side wall, no side wall.
Oh, he still got a conversion. Nice combo there. Uh-oh.
Ended up being a regular wall, so fortunate for him. And there's a throw break. 2 throw breaks so far this round. Could have been just a bad streak, like I said, because, you know, when players make winners finals of a big tournament, you know, throw breaking is probably something that they, you know, checked off their list a long time ago. So very uncharacteristic probably for Joestar to get hit with so many throws that last game. Probably won't happen.
All right, here we go. Toe tap. Look at he has the wall position. This is very important here as we go in, but a nice duck. He was able to react here. He's going to be able to push on walls. What does he do? Big break into the throw.
Yeah, it goes back into the wall for extra damage.
He's only breaking the 1+2 grabs. Anakin, he is not breaking the other grabs.
That happens too. Like when they're so tunneled in on one grab, every break is going to be for that specific grab, right? The Marduk having the combo grab is just so messed up for a player who can't break that
He's
well.
only breaking the 1+2 grabs.
Exposed to the max, man. And Joestar is going to have to play another opponent after this. That opponent is most likely watching this, and he's like, oh, can't break grabs. And, you know, if you get that character with the grabs, then...
It probably doesn't help that we said it like 3 times already that he's not breaking the grabs.
But I think anybody, even a day 1 Tekken player, can see, like, these grappling attacks are definitely a big factor. Joestar, though...
Look at much damage they did. That was great.
This is still a very competitive match right here, if Joestar is able to win this one.
Oh my god, he tried. Is he crazy? He tried to reverse in that situation, knowing that the drive could come out?
I think he tried to reverse the drive because the range that he pulled out the reversal at was so far out that there weren't that many moves that he was even going to be in reach for Marduk. So that's why I thought he tried to parry the rage drive, and that's probably the most like style. That's so much of like a flex in a situation like that. Why would you go for something like a crowd pleaser moment when you're just
go big or go home? Go big or go home. Maybe he wanted that. He wanted the clip. He wanted the highlight. Who knows?
Perhaps. But yeah, you said it. You called it out earlier. Joestar was going for a lot of Geese Howard reversals, and while I saw like maybe 1 or 2 work out, a lot of times he is just getting super punished for it. Right. That time right there was clearly the last straw, I think, when it comes to like Joestar's mindset on utilizing these parries. Like even if they work a lot when he normally plays, they're not working a lot now, and you have to cut that out, right? Maybe cut it in half. Like he did so many parries that game, and it cost him in the biggest way. So Energy Marduk is now up 2-1, 1 game away from advancing to the grand finals, and the points is probably the most important thing here today. Aside from maybe the money, if they want a little extra cash, of course, $1,000 going to go to first place, which ain't nothing to laugh at.
Nothing to scoff at, indeed. Anyways, we are going back in. He is going to stick it through with Mr. Howard the whole way. So he's stuck with using Geese for the remainder of this set in our winners final. Energy Marduk, of course, only needs to win 1 more to secure himself a spot in grand finals where he would be guaranteed a top 2 placing.
I do think the Geese Howard is the pick, you know, to go and switch to Kuma would be kind of give up and try to see if like, oh, maybe I can get lucky with the Kuma, right? Grab break early on, that's a good sign for Joestar. I mean, this game was really competitive. Joestar took the first match. That last match was super competitive up until the very last blunder with the raise drive. It could have easily been 2-1 Joestar right now. And so the beginning of this match has to go in Joestar's favor. If it goes in Energy Marduk's favor, I think it's going to be too much theme, too much momentum for Joestar to get back in the game. Just as I say that, the first round is going to go to Energy Marduk.
Yeah, Energy Marduk is so prepared. Like, you know, when those down 4 sequences into the canceled kick, he's already ducking, ready to go. Oh. But then that's a mix-up there. You got to be careful for the forward 1.
Okay, it's got Marduk on the wall. I would like to see maybe sidestep 3. Down 4-2 is a move that's it's a move that you can throw out a lot because of how safe it is, and the reward for it, even on regular hit, is really nice. It gives you an opportunity to get close and initiate something on your opponent, and not to mention our counter hit, you're gonna get a combo. Against big characters,
this could be bad.
Can this kill?
It could. This could be close. It is gonna be very close.
It might be Pixel or it could be killed. Pixel.
Oh, and he was able to close it out. So tying it up on round, great stuff there from Geese Joestar.
Yeah,
making it come back.
They buffed the last hit of that deadly rave to where I can't even tell how much life they're gonna lose now. I just know it's a lot.
Yeah, the last hit's always a chunk. Oh, speaking of a chunk, tackles are coming out. Took a chunk out of his leg just there, and look at this life lead.
Meter for Geese. He's gonna have to hang in there. Now he gets it.
Oh, he dropped it. Maybe the biggest and most unfortunate drop of the set so far. He had rage and he had good positioning there. Unfortunate here. Energy Marduk 1 round away from moving on into our grand finals. Chokeslam.
The grabs are back. The pressure adds up. As it builds up, you know, the grab breaking goes down. And nice.
Here we go.
Nice. Neat. It's gonna be a weird wall action here. Tailspin and then the carry. Beautiful.
Nice combo. Oh, back to the wall. He just messed himself up. Oh, no.
All thanks to that side roll from Energy Marduk. If they're running up and they're going to stomp over you, the answer is actually to side roll, like Energy did right there for all you new Tekken players. It's been around. It's been in play against like the stomp for years.
Is he dead? Oh my God, he's dead.
Good stuff.
That's a bit unfortunate, but man, that went a long way.
Yeah,
that went a long way. Yeah.
Tackle. It was funny that, you know, he actually made me forget about the tackle just because those grabs were working out so well. He had really made that the primary focus of the match, and rounding it out with the tackle, that was good. He caught me off guard, so I definitely think that Joestar wasn't ready for that. Energy Marduk gonna go on to grand finals. He's used to it. He's used to advancing. Again, this is the Evo champion here for that region.
Gotta put respect on that name. So as you mentioned, Energy Marduk now waiting in our grand finals. His opponent, of course, now going into our losers finals, where he's gonna have to await one of the many competitors that will be coming out there. It's still tough because, you know, we're not quite there yet. We're not at the losers finals, so there is a number of opponents that he could be facing off against. However, Energy Marduk, from what we've seen, at least the adjustments in the last match, he lost the earlier match, the first match, right? He made some adjustments. He really started to pull away as the set went on. Can he keep up this momentum to win the entire tournament? That's the question. I don't think anyone's going to doubt him, as we kind of talked about him being the favorite going into this. But I am surprised on how his opponent played. I feel like Geese Joestar really showed up well, at least compared to his first opportunity with Geese earlier in the tournament. He definitely showed that he has what it takes.
I was really surprised to see the grabs be that big of a factor, you know, for this match. So I don't know if that's gonna really like hold up. If he plays another opponent, they're probably gonna be able to break him. And if he plays against Joestar, he's probably gonna he's had so much time, right, to think about what he would do if he were to get the run back. That's always kind of on your mind after losing winners finals. You're thinking about your potential opponent for the losers finals match, but you're also thinking about that match that's fresh off your mind, right? Man, I lost that match. What was the reason? I got grabbed a lot. So what should I do? What was I doing? A, what was I doing against the grabs that failed? And B, I need to eliminate that. And what should I do instead? So that's kind of like the issue there, along with those parries. Gotta cut out those parries. It's just a habit. I understand it, but when things aren't working, you have the ability to cut out your habits quick, and that's part of adaptations. Like, you can't adapt if you keep up with the same bad habits. That's not adapting. So yeah,
we'll very important, as you mentioned. Anyways, we're going to be taking a trip into the loser bracket, and we're going to be there for quite a minute until we get into our grand finals, of course. But of all these players here, you know, I got to say, very impressive stuff that we've seen from this region so far. We've seen a bit of Machine Moves. We've seen a lot of Eddie Gordo. We saw even a Lily, some Hwarang. But I think really what we're seeing is the dominance here of Marduk. I think that's, for me, the most impactful, because, you know, it's not the first time we've seen it from that particular player, but it's just been going on and on. And you guys can see the bracket and what we have on the screen right now. We're down to our loser semifinal between Divine Exorcist and Roy Tekken. One of those two will be able to play against Geese Joestar in our losers final.
You know what they're gonna be talking about on Twitter Monday morning, man? Marduk won North America. Marduk won Central America. This character needs to be nerfed.
It's gonna happen. I think the conversation's already happening in the chat. Hey guys,
there are a lot of people that already feel like Marduk's super OP, and that's just they keep losing to Joey Fury. And,
Joey Fury, definitely a contributor to the anti-Marduk clan. Yeah, it's definitely his fault. Part of it is his fault. But, you know, hey, whatever you got to do to really showcase your ability, I think Marduk is definitely a good character. And sometimes a wise man once said, just pick a top tier, pick a good character. I don't even think he's the best character.
The Lars is back, Divine Exorcist. With those counter picks, we last saw him going with Eddie to take out his fellow countryman El Tondo, and again with Lars, he's going to use Lars to try to slow down this Roy Tekken guy who has been running through his opponents. He only struggled in his first matchup against, I think it was a Varon player.
Oh yeah. Oh, look at this. He's going to be able to push towards the wall. Gets the follow-up. What's
so
the
much
next man?
wall carry. He overkilled it.
Dude, he got so much wall carry. He can get to a wall in an open stage. That's how crazy he is.
Tight.
Anyways, first round.
That was a really good first round, especially at the end. Roy Tekken had the back turn mix up. He even got Divine to duck, but the alignment wasn't right. So his mix up whipped entirely. And unfortunately, it cost him the round. Already half life gone for him as well this round. So the Lars doing work, lots of damage, and that's unsafe.
Oh my god!
If you can
such
catch,
a high speed match, and the way that Divine Exorcist is kind of playing and really controlling the space of the wall, it's like Roy Tekken. We watched him play throughout the entirety of the day. He's been one of those players to really control and start going low and opening up his opponent. He's not even getting an opportunity. Oh my god!
I mean, you don't want to get too comfortable with lows with Lars because that was a weird skirmish, but could have easily been low crushed by the jumping kick. That's why I think maybe Divine Exorcist is going for this Lars because not only up forward 4, but up forward 3. You remember when Lars first came out, everybody was doing up forward 3 to crush mids, lows, and highs? Like that was kind of crazy, and he still kind of got that with that move.
That lightning screw, you always got to be wary of it. But it's one of those things that we really don't see as much. I feel like I see more up forward 4s than up forward 3s nowadays.
Yeah. That's because, like I said, a lot of these new guys didn't play Tekken 6, didn't know how usable that move was to kind of really frustrate their opponent and make stuff crush, I think. But the guys that, like those old school guys, L Train, Neo X, and whoever, they're definitely going to be doing like up forward 3 a lot more than they're up forward. But like, take your pick, man. Like one's got more range. The other one is more like, X Factory, wild card kind of style. And take your pick on which one you want to use, depending on the situation. But yeah, I feel like if you're up close, you want to use up forward 3, and if you're like further away, you want to use up forward 4, just because it goes a little bit forward a little bit. But yeah, that's really taken the win out of Roy Tekken sales. Can't go low as much as he would like to. And that first round was really competitive, but I think losing because of such a close round like that, like where it was in your hands, but because of the alignment, like the guy wasn't off axis, your mix-up whip, that was really frustrating, and his focus was broken for the following 2 rounds.
Oh yeah, definitely.
That's why he got stopped.
I'd like to remind everyone again, because this is the last match that we're going to see that is a shorter set. This is going to be a race to 2. After this, we are going to be in our losers final, and of course our grand final, where every other set is going to be a race to 3, a 3 out of 5. So there is obviously a little bit more pressure here to be able to kind of perform and get out into the longer set. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see Roy go crazier, right? I don't know.
Yeah.
It's kind of tough to call either way.
I don't think we ever saw Roy lose the first game. Like he's always gotten up to that game 1 victory where he could then control everything. Like he can get more offensive, he can get slightly less aggressive. So him being down in convincing fashion after game 1, this is not a first to 3 set, so he has to make it happen right now, and that's going to be very interesting to see what he does when he's put in this type of position. And I mentioned it earlier, Divine Exorcist is perhaps maybe the best player out of Mexico. I don't want to say for sure, but he's been involved in a lot of exhibitions, always has those deep placings, putting this country on the map. So this guy is probably super experienced, has a wide character range, and the fact that he went from Claudio to Eddie to Lars against 3 different opponents, he really has his counter picking abilities down, right? Whether it be against a certain character or a specific playstyle. Like not all fangs go low like that, but because he knows that it's Roy Tekken, he's gonna go at Lars and he's gonna try to do these low crush moves. So he's got all these tools as far as the game is concerned, and then as far as the players are concerned, he has good knowledge on some of these opponents out there in the bracket and their playstyle. And as we wait for the next match to load up, guys, we want to show you guys one more time the some of our merch that we got on sale. Officially licensed Tekken merch. Markman's got it right there. This is the re-release of the very popular Kazuya tee, the Tekken 2 Kazuya limited edition, by the way. So pre-order now, guys. Take out your phone, scan that QR code on your screen, or you can visit our site at 10-o.gg/merch. There's the Brian. Brian is probably one of the most popular characters in Tekken, so I expect this shirt to sell out pretty quick. Devil Jin, also, you want your shirt to be top tier, right, Mark? You gotta have a top tier.
You gotta have it. You gotta have the top tier. I actually just got this shirt the other day, and I think it actually looks really nice. So again, if you guys have the opportunity, make sure you guys take advantage of these. They are limited edition. Once they're gone, they're gone. I know a lot of the older designs, people are asking for them, but I have to explain to them like, oh, you missed out on them. So hopefully you guys can get your pre-orders in to guarantee your size and the style that you want. So make sure you guys take advantage of this. 10-o.gg/merch. Again, as Anakin mentioned, you can scan the QR code if you are if you know how to do that. You know, not everyone knows about QR codes.
We're super old, so I've never done that before. So if you know, I didn't know people do that. They scan QR codes and stuff. I don't know. I know I've done it once. Well, I know that you can take your phone out and you scan. If you have the camera and you point your phone at it, it'll automatically read it. And I was like super amazed. Yeah.
This is the future.
It's crazy.
It's from the future.
Got a QR code, man. Who did that? But yeah, guys. A lot of cool shirts. I like the new Nina Anna and the King Armor King one because there's two characters on one shirt. Yeah. Yeah, guys, that was my favorite shirt. I'm gonna cop it, and yeah, with the lobby crash, so we're just loading up, waiting a little bit. It is currently 1-0 for Divine, and he's also up 1 round. So we'll be remaking the lobby load back up shortly. Again, this is the 2021 Tekken Online Challenge powered by Astro. You guys are watching the top 4 of our Masters tournament. And again, Masters tournaments are going to be going on from now until all the way through October with 14 regions in the mix. You know, this is just North America and Central America for the first weekend. We got Africa, we got Oceania, we got Asia, Japan, Korea, Middle East, all the European regions. It's gonna be a bloodbath. I can't wait to see it. I mentioned earlier, Africa is the one that I'm looking out for the most because I know the names of the players, but I want to know more about what the countries are and who are the rivals.
More storylines. Let me know everything.
It's one of the things I love the most about Tekken. Like as a kid, just looking up to these top players and everything like that.
Who
like
did they train with?
East Coast, West Coast drama, and to get to be a part of all the competitiveness these days, it's pretty cool, man. It's a history in the making. We're watching these guys play, and Tekken 7 has brought us a lot of like unprecedented moments with old legends coming back and winning world championships, low tier heroes winning world championships, literally unknown regions of the world coming out of nowhere winning world championships. And not only that, he's got a whole squad, a whole army of players back home. You know what I mean? Pakistan is not only a one-man army, but that whole country is stacked. So lots of storylines. We got countries like Peru, Russia, Mexico waiting for their time, and the time is now for the guys in Central America. Energy Marduk just won a big tournament. He's getting his name out there. He's trending upwards. We got players like Divine Exorcist, who's been really making short work out of a lot of people. Imagine Divine Exorcist versus Energy Marduk in the grand finals. We haven't seen that today, but you know what I mean? Like that could be a banger of a match, but still a long way to go. Divine Exorcist has to get past Roy Tekken, who is always going to be a threat because of the firepower that he brings with Fang Wei, utilizing all of the buffs, whether it be frame advantage additions or damage buffs. He's able to use it all. Especially that down back 3 where now on counter hit, you know, he's going super animation. So although he's down 1-0 right now against Divine, he'll be fighting for his life once we get the action back up. And don't forget about Joestar, who's waiting in the losers finals. You think he'll pull out that Akuma again, Mark? Or
I would like to see it. I feel like he, especially early on, he really showcased his understanding of the character. I think that changes depending on who you're fighting against too, because again, a big part of the Akuma matchup is how well your opponent knows how to fight against them. So we'll see. It's always fun to see someone use Akuma against somebody that is not good against fighting Akuma, because that you're almost guaranteed to see some crazy shit. That's what I like to see.
I feel like Akuma would do better against a character like Divine if he were to pick Eddie, just because Akuma has some reliable tools to float him out of the relax. So I guess it depends on the matchup. You know what I mean? He didn't pick Akuma once against Energy Marduk, and there might have been a reason why. Who knows? But he might make that adjustment to Marduk. But I hear the match. We're back in it, guys. This is 1-0 Divine Exorcist versus Roy, and still just best of 3. So it could very well end quickly here. Already down around Roy Tekken in a game.
Yep. So thanks for hanging with us, guys, as we get back into the matchup, into the swing of things. Right now, jab float, being able to push towards the wall. Let's see what Roy Tekken's able to do. This is one of the rare instances where he does have an early life lead here in the round. I mean, at this point, it's been 4 straight rounds here for Divine Exorcist.
No shoulder. I don't know why he pulled back on his combo. We're seeing some hesitation, some mistakes. Didn't cost him this round, but if he makes it any more mistakes, like Divine is definitely going to try to capitalize.
Okay, here we go. Pushing back. Nice spring kick here. And again, Roy Tekken slowly but surely securing that life lead. Let's see what he does and how he's going to continue the pressure. But the down forward 2 into the wall.
He used
Oh my
up
gosh, look at
4-2
this
there.
pressure.
Bang. But it got tracked. Like Lars' back one, super reliable. And yeah, Roy Tekken, I think his head is back in the game. You know, this is way better than he looked in the first game. And he might even it up here, but Divine, if he evens it up, I wonder if he'll switch to his Claudio. Like Lars definitely ran out of steam. Maybe the little
back-to-back screws
delay in action kind of iced him a little bit.
Uh-oh. Yeah, Roy definitely looks much more comfortable. The way he's just been approaching with his pokes, classically like he's done in the past, is kind of open up his opponent with lows. But again, oh my god, he is thirsty for that lightning screw knee. The follow-up here, looking to close it out, and it might have been there.
Should have just went straight to the shoulder, but it's okay. As long as you get the win, Roy Tekken gets the win there. Game number 2, we're going to move on to our final game, and big difference from game 1 to game 2. I think it just has to do with, you know, believe. This one has a lot more to do with believing in yourself, and Roy Tekken, he still got the faith, still keep it going.
Yeah, and he got 3 rounds straight there to kind of close out that after losing 4 rounds straight earlier on. So Roy Tekken definitely making some type of mental adjustment. Again, you could just see it in his confidence, the way that he was able to kind of pick his shots against his opponent. So this is going to be interesting because we are, again, in the final match now between these two as they both battle it out to see who is going to get into our losers finals.
This is a tough decision. Well, I wouldn't say it's that tough, but there is a decision to be made just because that match was convincing enough on the part of Roy Tekken for Divine to switch characters, right? He, I think, found most of his success today with Claudio, and if he doesn't switch to Claudio here today and lose, then that would mean that he got eliminated without even giving his most successful character a chance. So I think with those facts in mind, those factors, I think he should switch to Claudio and go out swinging with his best weapon, his sharpest tool, his main character, Claudio. Otherwise, you know, you stick with Lars, you lose. You're just gonna be like, oh, what if? There's a lot of looking back and being angry at yourself because you didn't even get a chance. That's why I don't like to switch off characters, just because, like, you know what I mean. He's Jack's like my most successful character, so it's always strange to see people willing to give up so quickly and rely more so on like counter picking rather than just picking their best character and trying their hardest and winning that way. A lot of times that's the answer, instead of like, oh, I gotta switch to this character because this does that and blah 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 blah, right? So just as I thought, we got the Claudio.
Here we go.
1-1 loser semifinals. Loser goes home in 4th place. Nice chunk of points. That's 100 points towards their standing in the Tekken Online Challenge Central American region, and also some money to go home as well for their efforts. But you want to move on. You want to move on because if you move on to losers finals from here on out, you're playing, you know, best of 5 matches, longer sets, be able to prove your skill and your strength. And so yeah, last game to determine our top 3 guys.
Oh, he wasn't ready. He got hit by the second hit. Able to smack down, counter hit the follow-up, and he has the wall. Keeps him there. Divine Exorcist already proving that his pick with Claudio has been, oh man, look at the way he's more comfortable with how he's approaching the matchup. You can just see the use of the knee as well. Uh-oh, here we go.
And got the counter hit as well. But Roy Tekken able to make up the deficit, now even with the lead. Oh, why did he went for the punch press? He thought he thought Claudio was gonna raise drive into punch pressure, but you know, again, Roy Tekken taking kind of like a commitment that he didn't need to. A lot of times you get raise drive by Claudio, you start going defensive, but you know, if you have a strong hunch, then you go for it. But right there, obviously, his hunch was off the mark.
All right, second hit. Tries to keep him there. Pushing back the other way, big counter hit and the follow-up with the down back 3. Right now, Divine Exorcist timing is really helping him out, but Roy Tekken with the conversion, side wall stun. And they're just swinging. These guys are looking for those openings against each other, but another jab float. Roy Tekken has gotten quite a few of those in this round already.
You know, when things whiff and things get really weird with the angles and the moves, you know, you're not comfortable. So they're just getting to a more comfortable spot where an attack will either connect, hit, or land, and then they can go on to the next thing. Like, but when weird stuff's happening, I whiff, you whiff, nobody's punishing, it gets like really hairy. And you kind of want to avoid that as much as possible. Get some space, reset, clear your mind, and then go in. So I think that's what happened last round there.
Uh-oh, second hit finally landing. He's been using a lot of that 1-1 series.
Once he even went with full 10 hit.
Yeah. Uh-oh, here we go. Nice block. Great punish. Gets the knockdown here. He's going to have to be careful. This Starburst can be very, very scary. Nice punish. Here we go. He does have Rage, though.
Yeah, the Rage
Roy
drive.
Tekken has to be very careful.
Rage drive can activate a lot of pressure, but Divine is a couple steps away from winning. And up 4-2 at the end of the round. Better to use it then. Roy Tekken 1 round away now after losing the first 4 rounds of the set. And that's just an example of really just believing in yourself, sticking to your guns, and not like making too many adjustments, because more or less it's pretty much the same. But he is blocking a little bit more though, I noticed that.
Oh yeah. Very important here. Goes for the grab. Slight life lead here for Divine Exorcist. He does need this round if he wants to stay in contention. Gets the grab and the finish. Here we go. Final round between these two. Winner of this will move on to loser's final.
Oh man, let's go. Okay, down back 3 parry. Not even blocked. Divine just knowing. And he's gonna try to take it to the wall. Here we go. Mix up City. On the wall, Claudio can sidestep into a mid or low. Devastating damage. But man, look at this. Roy, Feng Wei, he's got potential.
He's looking to come back here.
He needs
very
rage.
important. He does have wall positioning that can help him out. Oh, there's a punish.
Too slow. He needs rage.
He ducked, but he didn't launch. There's the launch. This
Will the wall
could be
get in
it.
the way? Will the wall get in the way? No. And Divine goes for the easy combo just to make sure he gets it and doesn't want to do too much wall carrying. That was good experience. As a Claudio player, he did the right combo, just enough to kill, and he moves on. It looked for a second there he was in some hot water. Roy Tekken had the lead, and that man showed what he was made of, you know, showing
Good
that
stuff.
he is the guy. And he's going to be, you know, going up against Geese Joestar. Now, another Mexico versus Mexico matchup. And the winner of that, of course, will take on Energy Marduk, who's going to be watching like a hawk, you know, from the winner's side.
Yeah. This one should be interesting because we've seen both of these players obviously do very, very well throughout the top 8 and throughout the tournament in general. But I think it's going to be a matter of who is going to build the momentum early on and run away with it. But I mean, because it's a longer set, there can be some variance there.
Yeah. Now we're moving into only best of 5 territory. Geese Joestar has got 2 characters. Akuma Geese, most likely is going to be Geese going up against Claudio, I'm thinking. And again, since it's 2 players coming from the same country, I'm pretty sure this is not the first time that they've played. And we'll be able to pick out some of these nuances and these differences, like the PvP stuff that's going on, once they get into the match. So only 3 players left. I think they're all pretty happy with how things played out today. You know, finishing in the top 3 here at the Central American Masters event means that you're getting a lot of points towards your standing. I think first place 300, second place 200, third place 150, and yeah, that's gonna do wonders for them in the standings. Guys, don't forget to follow us online at all these pages. We got Twitter, BNE Esports, and the Tekken page. Also check us out on YouTube. If you missed the action here, the VODs probably will get uploaded. Also check the tournament out from yesterday, the North American Masters tournament, on our Twitch, on our YouTube. And if Facebook's your thing, we also got that too, guys. Thank you very much for watching the tournament today. We are winding down. 3 players left, guys. And we're going to close out the tournament after this short break. Don't go anywhere, guys. Get a drink, whatever. Tell your friends, watch the stream. Top 3 coming up after this.
Be right.
Welcome back to the Tekken Online Challenge. This is 2021 Central American Masters Tournament. And my name is Anakin. With me is Markman, of course. And before we get back into our top, 3, actually. We're in the top 3 now. I want to give a big shout outs to our sponsors at Astro. Of course, they are the official headset and mix amp of the Tekken Online Challenge. Been supporting Tekken nonstop for the past several years now, so very, very big thanks. It's pretty awesome to see the support coming in from Astro. And here we are, top 3. Before we get into that, Mark, we just saw some really nice, cool trailers, starting with Elden Ring. I don't know too much about that game, but that name, people have been talking about this game coming out for a while now, right? Can you fill me in on
I'm a huge fan of From Software, and all the games, obviously Dark Souls, Demon Souls, and even Bloodborne. Really looking forward to next year to be able to play that game. Elden Ring is something that I think a lot of people have been waiting a while for, so really excited about that. Tales of Arise, we also saw a trailer for that, which comes out in September. Looking forward to that. I'm a big fan of the Tales games. I'm not sure if you're super weeb about JRPGs like I am, but I'm looking forward to that. You're okay, yeah, no? All right, me and Eris, just Eris and I.
That Elden Ring though looks pretty good, and I've never ever played a Souls game just because like all my friends do, and they just say like, man, it's so hard, it's so challenging, and that kind of made me afraid. But watching that trailer, it looked pretty good. Like I've been wanting to get more and more into it because I have like a PS5 and like a good PC now, so I can play those types of games. So Elden Ring, was it coming out on PS5, or is that a?
I believe it is.
Okay,
I believe it is. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's available for next gen. Yeah,
more games for me to get on PS5. But yeah,
there you go.
A couple things out there. I mean, gaming feels like took a huge blow up just because of the pandemic, so it'll be solid.
Yeah. Anyways, let's go ahead and get ready for the match. We're here at the top 3. We're about to get into our losers finals, and let's kind of see how we got here. As you guys can look at the bracket right now, we have in the losers final we have Geese Joestar and Divine Exorcist from Mexico. These guys will be battling it out. The winner of that set will go up against Energy Marduk, who is waiting in our grand finals. Energy Marduk has been on a tear throughout the entire day. Even recently with the EVO Online event, he ended up winning his region. So he definitely has, I think, is the favorite going into this. But you can't count out any one of these players. We've seen moments of brilliance. It's all about who is able to really capitalize and carry themselves through the entire competition. But either way, first match we're going to see is that losers final match.
It's been a long day of Tekken matches, good Tekken, and the thing I've been surprised the most, or not surprised, but impressed the most about Energy Marduk is his ability to adapt. Like we saw him struggle in the first game a couple times against his opponent, but usually coming into that second game, he has it all figured out, right? Whether it be to kind of shut out Tondo with the Marduk tackles, or to grab the hell out of Joestar because he wasn't breaking them, right? So that because of that and his adaptations, he's sitting in grand finals, and we're about to, hold our losers finals match to see which one of these two is gonna be going up to take on Energy Marduk and Joestar. Look out! Here comes this Violet.
Oh, interesting. I did not. Wait a minute. There. Is this a button check? Is that what they used to say back in the day? But I did not expect Violet or Lee to be here in our top 3.
Yeah.
Is this maybe it's like the business character? Who knows?
A lot of times, the fact that you're playing a first of 3 match as opposed to a best of 3 makes it so that the opening match you can kind of play around with and try to take a gamble on maybe your character choice. And then that way, if you go down one game, your back's not immediately to the wall having to win the next game. You're playing a first of 3, so you can switch to your main after losing the first and still have a relatively good shot of winning. So this probably is what we're seeing out of Joestar here. He's played as Akuma, he's played as Geese, probably his 2 best characters, and he kind of knows where he stands currently. And again, this matchup, we said it a few times, when you're playing somebody from the same country, the same region, there are a lot of things working that not everybody might be able to see. So these two have played their games, behind closed doors, and there has to be a reason why he's picking Violet. And here in the second round, pretty close stuff. It's very winnable, and
oh my god, he just threw it away by rolling forward.
It's not over yet. There's still health.
Oh, it's hella over now.
And then he threw it away by spring kicking the knee pickup from the
you got to think though. So from Geese Joestar, we've only seen Akuma and Geese so far, right? So you have to think prior to him using Akuma and Geese, who else did he play in Tekken? So I think this is maybe that answer is he was a Lee or a Violet player.
Probably a lead player, yeah. And I don't know. So far, that second round was competitive, but it slipped out of his hands, just making a wrong mistake. Probably kind of rushed into it. And when you don't have your main characters, that could be a problem, You're rushing into
He was probably looking for his meter, but he didn't see it.
Yeah, he's waiting to unleash some kind of max mode EX something. I don't know, man. Yeah. So quick. Game 1 goes to our player.
So which character do you think he's switching to?
I think he is going to switch to Geese. Yeah, Geese. And unfortunately, he won't be able to pick the Geese Howard estate along with it as well due to the rules. He's going to have to randomize the stage if he switches. But I think that's better than, sticking with this shaky Violet, who had one round of okayness. Other than that, it was kind of like Divine had his number on this pick. And it's okay. It's totally okay to pick a side character and lose the first match in a best of 3. Because now, it's you can pick your character and you'll have 2 lives to work with as opposed to 1. And again, the amount of pressure that is off your shoulders in this situation is a lot compared to playing the first of 2. A lot of times we won't see people pick their side character or their counter pick because if it's a first of 2, you're gonna have to just start off with the best characters. And so it's totally different now. But with that aside, pretty sure that we're gonna see Geese Howard come into the mix. But Akuma could do well too. Doesn't matter.
I'd like to see Akuma. I feel like Akuma is a good choice. And maybe he's used Akuma against this opponent before. Who knows? He's going straight to Geese. So Geese has been the character we've seen the most from him throughout this top 8. So let's see how it works out for him in this matchup. Again, this is a race to 3. Right now he's already down 1 in this particular matchup. So let's see how this works out.
And I think certainly it would be much more interesting to see Divine go up against Energy just because we haven't seen that matchup today so far. But if it is Joestar that makes it back into the grand finals, he's definitely going to have to do something about those throws that Energy Marduk was doing. But still, got to get past this opponent right now. This is Twilight Conflict 2. So we got one balcony stage. Both levels, upper and lower, are relatively mid-size. Not that big, but plenty of room to play around and move around on.
Anyways, going right into it here. Just out of range here. Opens up with the sidestep attack.
Already much more comfortable on the attack buttons. I mean, he's already off to a good start. 40% gone. And with with Violet at the beginning, there was a lot of hesitation. There was just too much of, I'm not that familiar with these characters, so I'm just going to wait and sit back. But with Geese, we're going to fight to Claudio.
Yeah, he clipped him in a ducking state already twice. Look at this huge life lead here. And he got him on his toes.
Round 2.
Geese Joestar. Showing why he has Geese in his name. I mean, he also has Belmont at the very end, so you got to watch out for that. He might try to whip out something. Boom. Here we go. The follow-up. Oh, the second hit. You got to be patient, man.
There's something about the way that Divine sets up his pokes that once that knee comes and he pulls through for that second hit, it catches his opponents with the counter hit a lot more, because the way that we see people set up that knee, they'll throw out the first knee only many times, right? But Divine just throws out other pokes and then comes in with the knee on the first try, follows through second hit, and somehow gets counter hit. He has a different way of setting it up, and it's really proven to be effective.
Yeah, he has a very different way of conditioning, and it's obviously worked out so many ways for him so far in this top 8. Here we go. Back to the wall. He's gonna have to be careful.
Good round for Joestar.
Bad punish. Doesn't matter. Geese Joestar. 2 rounds.
If Divine had a rage there, I would have not been certain of Geese's win. But no rage, Claudio, small pixel left. It's a lot easier to get in and deal the last hit. You don't have to worry about the stray rage drive catching you for trying to close the distance.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Completely different game, man. About to be 3 straight. I mean, he's probably really kicking himself. Look at this combo. Oh, he tried the dirty stuff. He tried to go around the back, man.
Yeah, he tried to hit him with a rope and dope. The follow-up here, what's he gonna do? Come on. Oh my gosh, he threaded that through.
That's game. Or that's round.
That
the raise
good.
drive, man. Gotta really respect that raise drive. Comes out so fast, and once it does, like you're gonna be sitting there for a while, so you don't want to like overextend and get hit by the raise drive. The best case scenario is just to block it and eat pressure. That's just how it goes. Okay, well, right now Divine, if he could win this round, that would be amazing. He probably expected to lose this game, but look at this. All of a sudden, he's right back in it. And if he wins this round, the momentum is going to be huge going into the final game final round of game 2.
Oh yeah, you do not want to go down 2-0 in a first of 3. And you do not want to have to deal with it.
No meter for Geese. He's a long way away. This is gonna help though. Build it up. Get that first bar where your damage potential becomes greatly enhanced.
Nice. Try to catch him again with that 4-1+2. He's been getting a lot of mileage out of it in the matchup so far.
Yes.
Oh no! That's not what he wanted to do. Again, wasting all of that meter.
Yeah, and he's right back to 0. And Divine's got the, he doesn't have as much life as Joestar, and it's back to the wall, but he's got the hop kick. And now the pressure is on. They're virtually even. Don't get comboed here. This is the rule.
Oh, that was punishable, but he did too late. He hesitated.
Yeah. It's okay now. Claudio's got rage. That's a huge advantage.
And he's done.
Oh my goodness.
Two matches in a row.
2 rounds in a row where he got caught by the actual hit of the Rage Art. And like I said, when he's got the Rage Art, it's one of those things similar to Steve, how you don't even want to challenge his Sonic Fang Rage Drive. Or Brian, you don't want to challenge that back. You just want to let him do it and then eat the pressure, because that's just probably, your best way to negate any huge damage potential that Claudio has. But 2 rounds in a row getting hit with the Rage Drive kick, and that's half life when you get hit by that. Not to mention, if you're by the wall on wake up, that's going to be nasty. Claudio, everybody knows that back one, that sidestep 4 recently buffed, I believe, somewhat. I think season 3 more frames, and so they're just making that sidestep mix up that much harder to get around. So I mean, 2 working factors against him. Get hit with the Rage Drive, get to the wall. He didn't even have enough life to survive the Rage Drive that time. So yeah, Geese Joestar, I thought he was going to even it up, man, but he kind of, I hate to say choke.
I think he might have had a chance. I think he might have had a chance if he had better use of his meter. His meter, anytime he had it, he really didn't capitalize on using it. It was more of a kind of an afterthought. Like he went for a poke, he went for a mix-up kind of thing. But there are certain things that you got to do as a Geese player is when you get that meter, you have to make him fear the meter. Mm-hmm. And for the most part, Divine Exorcist did not have to worry about it at all.
I think the approach that he took was, this is such a competitive match, it's so close, and it's the final round that I better go ahead and use this meter before I die with it, right? And so because of that, he kind of rushed into it. Just wanted to make sure he got the back 3 off and he could go into whatever. But you know what I mean? It didn't work out, and instead, like you said, he could have made it a threat by just sitting on it. That way, Divine can't whiff the first kick of Rage Drive. Otherwise, the standing
he lost on purpose.
Interrupt.
He lost on purpose so we could pick the stage.
That would be tight.
Yeah, he just wanted the stage. Oh my god, nice. Nice done.
Wall break.
Okay,
cool.
Take away the resources. I like it.
Round 2.
All right, Divine 2 rounds away from the 3-0 sweep. Joestar sticking with Geese. Oh, man, it's been rough. That last game was definitely the game of the set. If he's going to lose here, that was his chance. That meter management, like you said, and just allowing Claudio to get that Rage Drive. It's one of the better Rage Drives for making those comebacks just because of its properties. It gets close. It's 2 hits. They can avoid the first one, but they're still going to have to block the second one if they don't interrupt it.
Oh, yeah. Wow, look at that. The rush down here. Divine Exorcist 1 round away from moving on to our grand finals. Geese Joestar really is going to have his work cut out for him if he wants to even make it close.
It's not 1 round, it's not 2 rounds, but he's going to have to make 3 straight. So, I'm just waiting to see if he's got it in him. Hopefully he hasn't given up yet. He's still got resources, got a meter, and he's got half life. Plenty of walls to break as well, and plenty of time to work with.
Yeah, and if there's anyone that can do big combos on this stage, it's definitely Geese. He owns this place. He knows. Oh my god, he ducked and he was ready. Again, unfortunately, the angle did not net him a better combo. But, here we go. Big opportunity. What are you going to do? How will you deal with this Geese Joestar?
Be careful right here with the Claudio Rage Drive. It's coming. And you got to play some defense afterwards. That was a wrong time to attack.
Got nice jump in.
Up and over the low punch. That's what he needed, and he needs a lot more. This is a fight for survival. Every round, every hit from here on out for Joestar. This would be sick if he can make this comeback, though. It would do wonders for his mindset. He'd definitely start believing again. Okay, wall carry. Okay, now Claudio's going to get closer to the wall. He won't get all the way, but if he decides to slide, that's going to put him closer to the wall. Oh, no.
Oh my god.
That was pretty insane.
Okay, you get a pass. Oh, the follow-up they traded. Looking to close it out. Can he make his comeback? He has range. Any hit here, it could prove to be detrimental in the matchup here. Oh man, look, he's rushed down. Is he dead?
Can he survive? Can he survive?
Oh my gosh, he got him. That's gonna kill. That is going to kill.
The big question was, can he survive that down one that Claudio was going to throw out? And look at how close it was. The Herodic here coming in, man.
gosh.
This is it. This is the one. The confidence booster if Geese Joestar can win this round. But no grab break. Needs to stabilize. Claudio's rushing in. His turn. He didn't want to risk pulling in with the last hit. Wall's near. Taking his time. Oh no. That was tight though. He ducked out.
Again with the jump ins. He's at a side deficit. Okay.
Side switcher.
Yeah, he wanted the side. Oh, he has a big opportunity here. What's he gonna do? How will he deal with it?
Look at Divine just holding back, not ducking, not doing anything. He does not want to give up the wall break.
Oh, this is big. He's gonna get the wall here, but it might be a side wall stun.
He's not gonna kill. He missed the fall. That's
Dead.
position right there. There it is.
He gambled everything on that down 1+2.
He did.
That could have been bad. But hey, he made it work, and he is now on the scoreboard, on the verge of being eliminated. He had to win those 3 straight rounds. So great stuff to Geese Joestar. Man.
Crazy. Sometimes when you're backed into the corner like that, man, that's when you play your best Tekken. He maybe mentally he packed it up. He was like, well, let me just get this over with. And he started like going crazy, started believing in himself, just doing whatever, getting a little more loose. That worked out for him, obviously, but still a long way to go. You got to win 2 more games against this guy who might not counterpick or switch characters now, but he could very well do it if you force a final game. There are a lot of adjustments that Divine could make, so still plenty. He's not really sweating just yet. You know, he was even up 2-0 rounds that game, so he's probably just looking at it like, man, I really dropped the ball there. I could probably start tightening up the next time I'm up big like that. I probably rushed it or whatever. It's probably more of something like that rather than like a, oh my god, I think he downloaded me, right?
Definitely, but man,
I stay with Claudio.
Claudio, I think obviously would be a safe pick. I mean, it got him this far. He was already up 2 matches straight, but the adjustments here is what's going to count. So the way that Geese Joestar is going to go into this, the way he kind of changes up the timing, we already saw some net benefits from how he approached the matchup. Oh, there's an infinite stage that's picked. Strategic, huh? Wants to have a much more open playing field where he can control the spacing. But Geese Joestar, what he did in that particular match is he made the meter count. He made the meter count, and he put fear into the meter again, which is what you need when you're a Geese Howard player. You can't go in there and not be scared. You got to put this fear into him.
There was a lot of questionable meter usage, but at the end, you know, he was able to connect with the back 3-2 into the cancel. So, you know, he's just realizing that I need to take my time using my meter. I don't have that many. So yeah, taking his time. Down back 3.
Oh, just out of range. Nice. He's going for the nice sidestep lefts in between certain pokes, trying to get around the pokes that Geese is throwing out. But he's gonna have to be careful though. All it takes is one slap from that down forward too. Oh
my god.
He's so good at that move. You know, he's landed all but one.
And then he likes to run up and use that to... It looks like he's doing it to counter the spring kicks, because that's the second time now. He floated a spring kick attempt, and had Joestar had more life, he could have even comboed. So that was really nice. He's really well versed in using that move, and also not overusing it, because if you start pumping back 3, like empty back 3s, your opponent's clearly gonna know that you're trying to set it up. So like I said, that's not the way that he's conditioning. He's just surprising his opponent with it, and it's paying off.
Here we go. Nice. Goes for the Repuka and single. What's he going to do here? Looking for an opportunity, but on whiff. Got to be careful. You got to make sure you make these count. Oh, no. He was ready. While standing 2. Looking to close it out here. How will he do it, though? Nice. It was enough.
Just enough, too. Same situation. 2-0 rounds for Divine. And this time, he's probably going to try to drag it out, try to extend it, not give any openings away, and force Joestar to make a straight up 3 straight comeback again. That would be tough.
I mean, what's he gonna do? He does have a slight life lead here. He also has some meter. Oh, he didn't get the punish.
Unfortunate. And time's running out. He might have to
Oh my gosh, what is he doing?
Yo, it's
He
getting
don't want
sloppy.
it. He doesn't want it.
What's gonna happen? Geese with rage, but he doesn't have rage drive. No break.
Man, he's getting really lucky. He's getting everything working out in his favor. That throw definitely could have been very scary.
Oh, for sure. still a long way to go. Joestar, he's believing. He's starting to believe, man. He does have a meter, but the less health he gets, the more pressure he's gonna have to just use it. And there he uses it. He's gonna get some damage, and just like that, it's already gone.
Oh, he didn't get the right dash in for the combo. Bit unfortunate there, but hey, he's still trying. This time down forward 2 counter hit, able to land. What's the mix? Goes for the mid, and he's gonna get it again. Another 3-round comeback. Anakin, are we seeing Geese Joestar just leveling up through his performance through the final potential rounds? Is this his advantage that he needs to put himself into a corner?
You know how demoralizing it would be to go up 2-0 and fall short twice back to back. Divine is really gonna be, having some doubts if he loses this round. He's looking good though, untouched so far in the final round of this game. There's the standing 2, the equalizer, but he misses the easy part of the combo. It's such a surprise.
My God.
Oh, he went for the predictable version. When you're in max mode,
he should be dead.
Dead right there. That was pretty cool parry though. But
yeah,
Divine actually able to seal the deal this time. It was a close call. That man did not give up, dude. Geese Joestar. It looked like anybody would have given up if they were in his shoes, being down 2-0 games, 2-0 rounds, and you win one and you almost do it again, man. That is props to him. Top 3. That is nothing to scoff at. Congrats to that man, Geese Joestar, for finishing in the top 3, man.
Good stuff. But yeah, the untitled Geese game, lose 2 rounds first and then go nuts. That sounds like a plan to me. But he obviously did very, very well.
Yeah, man, that was pretty crazy. Here's the schedule coming up, guys, for all of our regional Masters, online Masters tournaments, and the regional finals are listed. We just got on the way. We kicked it off yesterday with the North American online Master events. Today, Central America. But then next week, we got South America and West Europe coming to the stage. So it seems like, according to the schedule, every weekend, Saturday, Sunday, is looking like it's going down, man. And
yeah, almost every weekend except for after the first week of September. There's a short break. But from there on out, it's every week.
Yeah, man. Here's our Central America standings currently without factoring in today's results. As you can see, Valentica with 100 points, all the way down to Kenpachi 35 points. The amount of points that we're going to be awarding today is really going to shake up these standings. Top 2 alone is going to earn 300 and 200 points. So you can imagine after today, check the standings, check the site. This is going to look completely different. And Energy Marduk and Divine Exorcist are going to be leading the pack after today. But still plenty of time to get those dojos in, throw dojos, host dojos, participate in them, earn points. So from now all the way until December 10th, which I think is the last day to throw a dojo, you guys can definitely have more opportunities to earn points. The Tekken Online Challenge, of course.
October 10th. October 10th.
What did I say?
December.
December. I was like, not December. I meant October. The months kind of confusing, but plenty of time. You guys get in there, and that regional. The regional finals. Why has there not been any announcements, Mark? What's up?
I'm sure the team is waiting for the right time to be able to announce it. Obviously, with the regional finals, there's a lot of them going on from October all the way even up until January of next year. So I'm sure once the team is ready to announce more details, they will.
Oh yeah, I feel like the fact that these Masters events, they already have a really nice juicy prize pool, 2,000 and a lot of participation. So I'm assuming we're gonna do a big later this year. That's why I need to get in. So top 8 from each region. There are over 14 regions again, covering the entire globe: East, West, Europe, Africa, Middle East, Southeast Asia, Oceania, and of course everybody's favorites. Korea, Japan. They're in the mix too. So cannot wait to see what happens. Who's going to be the qualifiers coming out of those regions? Japan has really been taking this thing seriously, like especially on the tournament organizing front. A lot of the players have stepped up and thrown dojos just to get, and everybody, it's the same players entering. So they're just like kind of passing points around, and there is no limit to how many dojos you could throw. So they're fully taking advantage of the rules of the Tekken Online Challenge. And as we'd love to see, man, more Tekken streams to watch, more tournaments during this down period where we don't have a lot of live events, but they are coming back.
Yeah, and if you guys aren't familiar with the dojo events, of course, you guys can check out TekkenWorldTour.com for more details. But dojo events are essentially community-run events where we add on Tekken Online Challenge qualifier points as well. So it's something that can be done from the community, can be run from the community, and of course, the community can benefit from it overall. So you can sign up to run your own dojo event. Of course, more details at TekkenWorldTour.com as we get into our grand finals, we have Divine Exorcist going up against Energy Marduk. And this, again, our grand finals. If Divine Exorcist wants to win the entire tournament, he has to win this first set, reset grand finals, and win the second set. However, Energy Marduk just has to win one set to become champion. Anyways, we are going into the Mishima building.
Very cool stage. The background can be kind of distracting at times. I remember when this stage first came out, man, I didn't like playing on it, but now like I'm definitely used to it. Pretty cool.
Yeah, there's a lot of arms there. Very reminiscent of our old friend Nancy from Tekken 6.
This is where they make them.
Yep. Anyways, nice. So Energy Marduk, you know, we haven't seen him play in a while, but the last time we did see him play, he was on the road of discovery, trying to find the weakness of his opponents. He learned early on that his opponent was not able to break grabs, and he is grabbing again. He is really trying to figure out how he's going to get into this offensive flow. There's tackle.
I mean, you see a lot of these other guys with the like Divine Exorcist and the players before with the low online ranks, and you wonder why are they so low ranked? And the reason why is because they're not playing that much online Tekken. Not as much as this guy, Tekken God Omega over here. Energy Marduk is one of the top kings of Tekken Online, you know, in this region. So this is like a big advantage that he has over almost all the other players in this tournament. He has been playing online and knows how to win these tournaments, how to play, how to pull up strategies. So that's what we're seeing. We're seeing him, you know, take advantage of all of Marduk's tools in this type of setting, like the tackles, the throws, you know, the lows. They all work really well.
What's he gonna do? He does have a slight life lead here, though. Divine Exorcist looking much better in this third round, but Energy Marduk, all it takes is a few moves, and this is one of the moves that he has to watch out for. The tackle and also the wall positioning. You got to be very, very aware. Nice knee. Oh, not you. I was talking about the other guy.
The wall got in the way, though. So one more chance for Divine. He burns the raised drive, but just one more low poke is going to do it for Marduk. And he's waiting for the chance to do it. You can believe it with the shoulder. Good work, too. The wait around for like 20 seconds and throw out the shoulder. And that was pretty quick. 3 straight rounds for Energy Marduk. Wow.
He's looking really strong. In grand finals, he is looking very, very strong, looking very confident, just playing his normal game. And obviously the strengths, the tools that he's been using to get here have all been benefiting himself throughout that opening match. 3 rounds straight, the tackle, easy work so far. I'd like to think Divine Exorcist can have an answer, but I don't know if it's Claudio.
Yeah, that Claudio kind of got rushed down. Whoever you switch to, you better be prepared to block and to play good defense. I'm thinking maybe the Eddie can kind of.
The Eddie was impressive earlier. That backdash was good. Yeah, and the rhythm as well. Yeah, I think Eddie
was 4 could be a really big key to beating big body Marduk. You know, he might just get clipped a lot, right? Here. He's on the clock now, though. Just already down 1-0. He's in a position where he needs to reset, you know, not Energy Marduk, so he needs to make it happen. But Energy Marduk is just looking poised to take it, man. There needs to be something that happens for Divine. I cannot get hit with so many throws, man. I know it's tough, but definitely want to focus. And hey, the Miguel against a big body.
Oh, this could be interesting because, you know, Miguel obviously has some very optimal combos that only work on bigger characters. So let's see how that works out. Looking at the predictions here, the chat predictions, 65% of the crowd thinks Energy Marduk will be taking this opening set. So that's quite the vast majority, over the vast majority. So let's see how this plays out. I don't think anyone expected Miguel to come out, though. Maybe just you.
All right, I've been waiting on it since the beginning, and I'm glad that I wasn't wrong. Maybe I was like, am I thinking about some other player completely? And I was still embarrassed. I didn't want that to happen, but he pulled out Miguel, and this is the guy that I was talking about, guys. We're about to see. I'm telling you. But he needs to make it happen, though. 2-0 is a lead that a lot of times you cannot make that comeback. You know, grand finals, you want to keep it competitive all the way throughout, man. Especially coming from that loser side.
Nice punish there. Oh, and a big counter hit. A fourth. Wait, that's not the combo.
He's dead.
Did he? Oh, he is dead. The wall, the follow-up here. Oh, he went too early. He could have had another sequence at the wall.
Yeah, he missed out on an extra down 4-1. I don't know. There was a low wall splat, and that probably made him second guess his combo decision. Who knows? Only the Miguel specialist will be able to tell you.
Only the real ones know. Nice. He had the duck. Did not get a launch there. It doesn't matter. We are grabbing legs. You
Yeah,
cannot toss him in my way.
He's done that a lot today, just catching people on the while setting 4 when people think that they have a free while setting 4 throw out, but this man is there for the parry. Okay. Is he gonna get the combo to finish him off this time? Yes, he does.
All right, here we go. Tied up on rounds here again. Energy Marduk. After destroying Claudio early on, the big switch here from Divine Exorcist to Miguel. He has to make it count. That's the thing. Very important.
Divine hasn't really gotten a chance to land some savage pressure. Here we go. That's what he needs, because this is stuff that big characters have a hard time escaping. Miguel in his face. Yep. Can't sidestep, can't move, can't do nothing.
He had it there. It doesn't matter. He's still able to close it out. Hey, 2 rounds to 1. It's looking really good for Miguel.
Looking pretty good. And right there, I bet he'd be happy with that exchange, not getting the full tackle to come off. And the pokes are working, man. Marduk cannot escape. Miguel has short arms, but Marduk has a big body, so it makes up for that. Some pressure. Again, Marduk gonna have a hard time to escape a lot of these moves that cause the guard stun. And it's back to the breakable wall.
Oh, nice. Python explosion, able to land and close out the jab punish on the wake-up kick. Final round here in game number 2. Energy Marduk is either going to go up 2-0 or Divine Exorcist will tie it up. This is an important round.
Despite Divine having his best game so far against Energy, it might not matter. Energy, if he goes up 2-0 here, there might be no looking back.
Yeah. Gonna have to be very careful.
Miguel in Rage, though, is a deadly monster. Gotta watch out.
Oh, and he knew there was a gap in between. He was able to snuff it out. The jabs, and 3 rounds to 2. Energy Marduk is now up 2-0 and 1 game away from becoming the champion here for Tekken Online Challenge Master Event Central America. Good stuff so far.
I feel like he showed me something new there. He interrupted or he punished maybe both, but that was pretty cool. I didn't know. I mean, not a lot of Miguels use that as part of like their standing game anyways, the 1-2-1, but Energy Marduk really showing right there with that moment that he knows kind of the matchup. He knows where to place some of these moves to interrupt and to throw off the rhythm and kind of the flow chart, the play of his opponent. And that's another thing that he's bringing to the table, alongside the adaptations. He knows, like, he's a master of timing. He knows how to get the reversals off. He knows, how to get you out of your element. Well, a lot of weird stuff.
Let's talk about the situation now that this puts Divine Exorcist in. He's now in a situation where he has to pick a character going into this, what could potentially be the final match. The character that he picks, he's going to be stuck with, that he has to use to win the entire set if he wants a reset. Right. That's a lot of pressure given the fact that he's used a multitude of characters throughout today's tournament. And right now, he hasn't found one that has really worked against his opponent.
Yeah. I would say the Miguel has done all right. Of course, definitely better than the Claudio, but there were just a lot of character mistakes that he was making, and that might be coming from the rustiness, just not having used Miguel all day today. He might not think that that's reliable enough and goes with the Eddie.
He's going for the cycle. He's now picking Eddie. All right. Well, I think this is a good choice. We saw a glimpse of his Eddie early on. He definitely has the ability to do the backdash, the spacing, and the whiff punishes when needed. Yeah. The thing is, he has to create those opportunities for himself. Eddie is one of those characters where he's not like the other characters he's been using. He doesn't have a sidestep. He doesn't really have the options of normal, traditional evasiveness. He has to know the specific situations where he can use relax and maybe even his backsway attacks to beat out what Marduk can do here in this matchup.
Oh no! Grab. I don't know what he was gonna do. He was gonna do a kick move, so no way he was gonna press those punches to break the grab.
Yeah, he snatched him out of the error.
Oh my god! Hit the wall. Luckily, it was a side wall, not a straight up. Doesn't even matter. Energy able to press his advantage. He had a huge lead, and because of that, he was able to just do whatever he wants. Jab into pressure.
Building and Energy Marduk not skipping a beat. He has been going on, continuing this tear throughout the entire tournament.
Yeah.
Oh, spring kick, very risky there. Oh, super risky into the choke slam.
Might be
this might be too much. This might be too much for young Eddie Gordo.
Oh, man.
What's he gonna do?
The momentum is too much. Might be a 3 here we're looking at. Divine, though, when you're back to the wall, you never know what you're capable of. So if there was a time, this has to be hit. Okay.
Nice.
He still hasn't been touched this round. That's something to say.
Oh, he went for the back 1+2. Unable to get the hit, but of course it's still evaded. Python
watch
explosion.
out.
Into while standing 1.
Nice. Not dead yet. Gotta watch out for the desperation Marduk attempts, like grab, like tackle, raise drive.
Oh no. He's gonna have to be very right through the throw.
Ooh, if he didn't break that, he would have lost a round, I think. Oh no! Have to eat the grab mix up. Anyone's game. Eddie? No, you're supposed to hit him on the ground.
He might be dead. He might be dead. He got away with murder.
Okay, survival, baby. I mean, I know his heart is racing right now. He expected to die right there. He still lives to fight another round. And gets a low parry. Will take to the wall. Not completely, though. Miscalculation on the ender. He did the wrong ender. Nice.
Oh, no. Did he hesitate? Uh-oh. This is scary. Those up forward 3 knees and the tackle? Get off me.
Looks like he's trying to grab. Looks like he's trying to set up a grab.
Oh, are you serious? This special get up? Oh, no. He is smothering him. He has rage, though.
He's playing very disrespectful, too. Just doing the same patterns over and over until they work. That's the old school tech right there. Here we go. Energy Marduk trying to finish his opponent off in the tournament with the up 4-3. There it is. Energy Marduk with the key charge as well, celebrating. This is your Evo champion. This is your Tekken Online Challenge Central American Masters champion. Energy Marduk on a tear. Good stuff to him, man, and really did it without breaking much of a sweat today, man.
Yeah, congratulations to him. Of course, Energy Marduk, our champion for today. Got to give it up to all the players that participated. About 50 players throughout the entire day participating here in the Tekken Online Challenge 2021, powered by Astro for Central America. So thanks, guys, for participating, and thanks everyone for watching throughout the entire day as well. It's definitely been a fun weekend of Tekken so far. Last week we had, what was it, Evo Online. This weekend we had back-to-back master events, and of course we have more next week as well. And even from the community, like you said, Anakin, at least from the North American side, we have things happening every single day.
Yeah.
Every single day. You guys should definitely check out all the online tournaments that are happening, dojo events that are happening. Of course, all that is published on TekkenWorldTour.com.
Definitely check us out on TekkenWorldTour.com. But while you're at it, hit the follow button on Twitch if you haven't already. We've also got Twitter, BNE Esports, and the Tekken page to get your updates on not only just Tekken, but all the Bandai Namco Entertainment goodies going off. And we got the YouTube and the Facebook page as well. You can follow us online at all these pages to stay up to date on Tekken, the Tekken Online Challenge, and anything else you might be interested in. And we appreciate it, guys. Like Markman said, watching, sticking it out here with us today. It's been really, really fun to see a new region, get to jump in and show what they're made of. And so you might have known about Energy Marduk, but did you know about Geese Joestar? Did you know about El Tondo X with those wave dashes? He just needs some hell sweeps. We'll just need some hell sweeps next time. Do one or two. But Divine X, I didn't even know him and Lemus Alejandro were brothers, so that's pretty cool. So I learned a lot today, and this is just one region. We got 12 more to go as far as Masters tournaments are concerned, and just wait till you see some of these other regions, man. West Africa, Middle East, Oceania, it's going down, man, from now all the way through next year, man. It's gonna be sick. But yeah, congrats to our top 3 today. It's gonna be Energy Marduk first place, Geese Joestar second, and Divine Exorcist second, and Geese Joestar third. Be taking home nice chunk of cash, especially Energy Marduk, and they're also gonna be getting hella points for their Tekken Online standings, man. That's probably the most important thing to take away from here today.
Yeah, a path to qualification for the regional finals that are going to be happening, of course, starting in November. So again, thanks everybody for being part of our broadcast day today. Anakin, before we sign off for today, is there anything you want to say to the Tekken fans?
No, pretty good stuff. I mean, lots of tournaments. Summer Jam coming up this weekend, and a lot of offline tournament kind of returning. I saw out there in EU that did something at the Red Bull Gaming Sphere. So just stay up to date, man. Like I said, if you follow here on the channel, if you follow on Twitter and everything like that, you're gonna stay up to date. Like, we're moving pretty fast here. We're getting back in the mix. Tekken, competitive Tekken is back in full swing, man. The Tekken Online Challenge, we kicked it off this week. It was dope. And other than that, I got nothing else to say, man. What about you?
Anakin, always a pleasure to be able to do commentary with you. It's nice to see that more than ever you've been a commentator throughout the past few years and months. So again, thanks for
Very fun.
presence.
Very fun. Hope everybody enjoyed, man.
Everybody that's been tuning in, thanks for your time. Again, everybody be safe and take care. And we will see you next time on twitch.tv/Tekken and anywhere else that you can watch and follow Tekken. But take care, and we'll see you next time.
So, guys.